revealing his new target for the DOGE cuts, the Department of Education.
What I want to do is let the states run schools. I believe strongly in school choice, but in addition to that, I want the states to run schools, and I want Linda to put herself out of a job.
Some of these DOGE engineers that Elon Musk has helping him are as young as 19 years old.
That's good. They're very smart, though, Peter. They're like you. They're very smart people.
Thank you. Have you met any of these guys?
No, I haven't seen them. They work actually out of the White House. They're smart people.
All right, Jesse, the Dems are freaking out, and I'm not sure if they're freaking out more over Elon Musk or the DOGE cuts, which is amazing because some of these cuts need to be made.
I love some of these. Dana mentioned it the other day. You have Iraqi Sesame Street. You have Moroccan pottery classes, bat viruses, and tourism for Lebanon. No offense, Judge Janine. I've been looking into USAID. It's a CIA cutout. It's basically like a dark money group that's been caught staging coups across Latin America. They've been kicked out of dozens of countries. They've been funding paramilitary operations, and they got caught. And this is basically a $40 billion slush fund for social justice warriors in permanent Washington.
Go to your other side! Go to your other side! Stop instigating shit! Go to your other side!
USAID, the Clinton Foundation, the Gates Foundation, the World Bank, the World Health Organization, and the United Nations, all of them overlap. It's very interesting when you look at who is who when they run these organizations. Burisma got a contract with USAID through Hunter Biden. And then Hunter Biden, and it was so shady, Judge Janine, that the Obama people looked at it and canceled it. That's how corrupt it looked like. Rosemont Seneca, Hunter's firm, also did deals with two people that were trying to get rich off of disaster aid in Haiti through USAID. Right. That's right. Now, I'm not saying you got to eliminate all foreign aid, but it's like a knockdown. You see a house, it's a knockdown. You just got to level it and you got to build it back up. That's how corrupt it is. And if they found out this much corruption in just one small agency, imagine how bad it is at the Pentagon.
You know, Dana, one of the things that the Democrats have been complaining about is they're saying, you know, a lot of this aid is going for, you know, good reasons. And
no ICE in our state, no fear, no hate, no ICE in our state, no fear, no hate, no ICE in our state, no fear, no hate, no ICE in our state. Say it once, say it twice, we will not put up with ICE. Say it once, say it twice, we will not put up with ICE. Say it once, say it twice, we will not put up with ICE. Say it once, say it twice, we will not put up with ICE.
You want to make, you want to try to see, get out of here. Go home. Go home, everyone, go home. Hey, y'all, everyone stop. Y'all go that way. Are you here to fight NASA? Is that what you're for? Are you here to support NASA, buddy? NASA, is that what you're here for? I want to stay my fucking ass home instead of walking 10 miles in. So that's what we're out here for. If we're out here to fight, nah, bro.
Bro, they're gonna fight. If you say to stop fighting, they're gonna fight regardless, bro. No reason.
Let people live in peace. Let people live in peace.
Bro, they're gonna fight regardless. Don't ever say to stop fighting, because they're gonna fight. Ever. That's not a way how you de-escalate fights. Saying to stop fighting is gonna make you fight more. Nobody likes being told what to do.
Yeah.
Nobody likes being told what to do. And if you tell them no fighting, they're gonna fight. So. Oh shit, another fight probably. Why are they jumping out of the hill shore?
Well, I've been saying this, and you don't want to go because you want to be sticking around with the ghetto.
What's the one that pushes?
Oh no, another fight? Are you kidding me, dog? Are you kidding me, dog?
Hey, fucking chill, bro.
Oh, shit!
Chill. Skinny, come right
What the fuck, kid?
Hey, end this shit already. Come on. This is what you guys are out here to fight each other. You couldn't do that shit over there by your head. Y'all came down here for that shit. Get the fuck out of here.
But they're gonna fight, no problem. They're not gonna listen.
Get out! Everyone leave! Sidewalk! Everyone go!
So they're gonna fight again.
Get out of here!
They're gonna fight it again and again and again. He ain't gonna listen. Okay, quit saying they're gonna fight. Bro, every second they're fighting. Like, stop fighting and actually get with the movement. Like,
Palestine to Mexico. All the wars have got to more money for jobs and education, not for mass deportation. Money for jobs and education, not for mass deportation. Woo!
Make sure there's no train coming my way. Today was a good day. Check out the workers. cool stuff over here on top of the LA River. Check it out. That's the LA River. That same river that'll be full whenever it rains down here in LA. Filled up with trees, branches, cars, everything goes through there. Man, look at that shot. I hope it's high res with downtown in the background.
So, I'll be back here later. Just chill out until it starts clearing. Because I don't want to leave yet.
They're so afraid of you guys to link up with the leadership that we have to overthrow this whole system of capitalism and imperialism that is asking the questions that these fools and idiots don't even want you to think about. The possibility of a different world. Because everybody already tells us that we ain't worth shit, that all we deserve is a bullet in our brain and a bullet in our asses, okay? And fighting and killing each other and doing exactly what this fucking system wants us to continue to do. How about we rise above that shit, and how about we actually listen to the leadership that sees the potential of this group in all of us to actually break from this fucking system and bring forward the millions of children out there that are sickened by this system. And right now we're confronting a fascist regime that needs to be defeated in this whole system. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. What are you gonna keep doing? Just going along with your system that puts us in the situation that we're in right now? That's bullshit.
Yeah, I won't probably head out unless they start shit again. I'm gonna wait till nighttime. That's the thing. I want to save up till night. It's dead right now.
That has been going at it for more than 500 years. We don't need unnecessary drama. Or we put that to go famous.
All right.
Or we put that to go famous with their ego and their pride.
Time to head the heck out of here.
That's not what I put in 12 hours for yesterday, the day before. Got hit by a car last night.
Luckily, we're across the street from Union. I just take the Union. Go to Union. Alrighty, people. I will see y'all in a few hours over here. Gotta change out these shoes and...
got one message today. Tell Elon Musk to take his hands off your money. As you know, it's about choices. And some of these Musk people know what they want. They want to cut Medicaid. They want to cut hunger. They want to give the money to the people at the top. Not going to happen on our watch, everybody. And I'm looking out at this great crowd, and it seems to me there's one message for the billionaires, and that is
You are fake news.
Political change doesn't start at the top and then trickle down. We're here to say we're going to be organizing from coast to coast. Change is bottoms up, and we're going to protect these funds in the trust. Count on it today. They are not going to be meddled with, and I assure you that's the case. God bless.
You here for more? Yeah. Let's hear it for more. Yeah. How about Representative Emily Randall from Washington? Where are you at? Where we go? There we go.
Thank you. I represent a community in Washington State with more than 27,000 federal employees. Wow. With nearly 100,000 veterans. Retired, disabled, elders, children on Medicaid, folks who are using their voices to demand that we have a government run for the people, not the billionaires. My constituents sent me here to do real work for them, to ensure that they have the tools to build the lives and the futures that they dream of. This is a circus that Trump and Musk are creating in order to distract us from the real work and in order to make their cronies rich at our expense. All of our offices have been flooded with calls from neighbors who are desperate, who are scared, who are fighting back. I believe in those people. I believe in all of you and all of us that when we stand together, we will win. Yes. We will take our country back, yes, and we will build a better future for all of us. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Are we going to fight the fight? Yeah. Are we going to win the fight? Yeah. Are we not going to rest till we win? Yeah. Let me say first some good news. Every one of the 47 Democratic senators is going to vote against that horrible, dangerous man, Russell Vogt, on Wednesday. And we cannot allow Elon Musk and a small group of people to secretly, behind closed doors, take away our privacy, take away our dollars, take away everything we have. We are going to fight this fight. I am going to stand with you in this fight, and we will win. 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 We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. Thank you, everybody.
You lose. Good day, sir.
Thank you, Leader Schumer. All right, we're going to... Shut down the Senate! Shut down the Senate!
Shut down the Senate! Shut down the Senate! Shut down the Senate! Shut down the Senate! Shut down the Senate! Hey! Hey! All right, Representative David Min, where are you? There we go.
Appreciate you all. So I was just elected to represent the 47th Congressional District in California. I succeeded Katie Porter. And like Katie, like Senator Warren, before going into politics, I was a law professor. And we're here because we are in a constitutional crisis, the likes of which we have never seen in this country. Yep. Yes. We're here because Elon Musk, an unelected billionaire, is repeatedly and blatantly breaking the law, including by usurping our authorities, the legislative and appropriations authority expressly reserved to Congress. Now, the Constitution is simple. We appropriate the money and Treasury delivers it, but Elon Musk taking it over threatens all that. Musk has claimed powers that even the president does not hold, including the power to, quote, delete agencies that he doesn't like, agencies that Congress created and funded. Now, who the hell gave Elon Musk this authority? Nobody! No one. No one. It's not in the Constitution. Until yesterday, Elon Musk had no official role with the administration. Now, all of us up here today, we had to take an oath, just like every senior White House official, like every senior federal official out there, to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. You know who never took that oath? Elon Musk. Now, the White House claimed just yesterday Elon Musk is a special governmental employee. Now, and there's no evidence that he was ever appointed to that role, but let's be clear. He is special, very special, but not in that kind of way. Right. And special governmental employees do not have the right to delete agencies, fire federal employees, shut off access to their accounts. But let's step back and ask, why did Elon Musk want to take control of the payment system? That's the $64 trillion question. And we know why, because he made clear he wants to cut $2 trillion from our budget. Now, if you look at our budget, there's not $2 trillion to cut unless you massively cut Social Security and Medicare, and that is what he's after. And now he has the ability to shut off your Social Security, Medicare, any payments he wants with the flip of a switch. Obviously, he has control of our information as well. He has broken the law time and time again. This cannot stand. He must be held accountable. He must be made to pay. We must enforce the law. So I just want to close with this. I did not vote to elect Elmo as a Bond villain as our President of the United States. We have to uphold the Constitution. That's what we're here to do. Now, Republicans have attacked us time and time again because we model the values of diversity and inclusion. Well, that is what America's about. Don't let them tell us we're not American. We are the true Americans here. America is about us. We have to reclaim our country. USA! 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 Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Min. Senator Ed Markey, come join us down here. Thank you.
Thank you all. Our patriots, our revolutionaries, they fought against King George. They wanted a democracy. They did not fight to create a king or a dictator. They fought in order to make sure that there would be checks and balances. In Alexander Hamilton, they sing. They sing of the room where it happens. Well, this Department of Treasury is now where Donald Trump has given Elon Musk the keys to all of the tax money, all of the programs, all of the hopes, all of the dreams of all Americans. But this is not the room where it'll happen. This is the room where it's going to happen. It's going to happen out on the streets of our country. We are not going to make America great again by making America hate again. We are going to stand and fight. Those revolutionaries, they got knocked down, but they got up and fought. The abolitionists, they got knocked down, but they got up and fought. The suffragettes, they got knocked down, but they got up and fought. And right now, all across America, people are knocked down, but they are getting up, and they are going to fight the dictator of Donald Trump and his henchman, Elon Musk. We cannot allow this unlawful, unfair, unconstitutional act to stand. We are going to stand and fight. Fight! Fight! Let's go and do it!
Thank you! Thank you! All right, let's give it up for Representative Ayanna Pressley.
First of all, happy Black History Month, which is American history. There's a sign back there that says Doge actually means dangerous oligarchs grab everything. Well, ain't that the truth? I am so tired of these billionaire boys and their grubby little hands grabbing at everything. Hands off our bodies, hands off our data, hands off our tax refunds, hands off our Social Security checks, hands off our Constitution, hands off our democracy, hands off. As a proud member of the Committee on Oversight, I'm here for some real-time congressional oversight. And you are a beautiful sight to see, and you prove that the power of the people has always been greater than the people in power. That was true in Seneca Falls. That was true in Selma. That was true at Stonewall. And it will be here true today. This is an unprecedented moment, a constitutional crisis, but we will match their energy. With unprecedented organizing, mobilizing, agitating, we will see you in the courts, in Congress, in the streets. Elon Musk is a Nazi Nepo baby. A godless, lawless billionaire who no one elected. Elon, this is the American people. This is not your trashy Cybertruck that you can just dismantle, pick apart, and sell the pieces of. And I want to say to our Republican colleagues, pay attention. We're here today in the hopes that you will see the light. But if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist!
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Representative Subramaniam, where are you at? Right there. Oh, there we go.
Thank you so much for being here today. Are we ready to fight? Yeah. Well, we're going to need to, because what's going on inside that building is unprecedented in history. Never before have people who have nothing to do with our government come over here and try to steal our data and try to steal our taxpayer money. They have access right now to the most private information of yours. Your kids, you, everyone you love, they have that information right now. Are we going to let them take it? They have access to all our taxpayer money, and at a flip of a dime, they can take it away from agencies, from taxpayers, from everyone. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, they can take it away. Are we going to let them? This is the fight of our lifetime. In 20 years, our kids are going to look back and wonder, what did we do today? What did we do this year? What did we do these next 4 years? What are we going to say to them, right? Are we going to say that we fought? Because what happens when we fight? What happens when we fight? What happens when we fight? Thank you.
Thank you, Representative McIver. Who we got? Oh, there you go. Ahead.
Look, I came here with one simple message, just like you all. We will not take this shit from Donald Trump and Elon Musk. We want you to know, as mentioned, we came here for an oversight visit in this building behind us, and they told us that we had to have an appointment for an oversight visit. So let's let them know loud and clear to let us in. Let us in! Let us in! Let us in! Let us in! Donald Trump thinks that he is a dictator, but we are going to prove him wrong. I came here to Congress in September, and I want Donald Trump to know that this Jersey girl means business. We will not stand for this. We will fight back. The people always had the power. And I tell folks, we've been talking about it all day today. Someone told us that Republicans had their phones off the hook so they wouldn't take your calls about what's going on here. Boom to that. And I tell you that when we leave here, we need to organize and mobilize and tell people to call every elected official of Congress and let them know, especially the Republicans, that we will not take this. We will fight back. And as I close out, because I know we've been out here for a long time, and goddamn it, shut down the Senate. We are at war. Anytime a person can pay $250 million into a campaign and they be given full access to the Department of Treasury of the United States of America, we are at war. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Who wants to hear from Jamie Raskin? I think they're calling you.
My friends, we got to keep meeting like this. I was at AID yesterday. Anybody go to USAID to defend the federal workers? And I saw Elon Musk tweeted out a picture of a non-violent, boisterous rally saying, "Looks like an insurrection to me," he said.
You are fake news.
You know, and in his native apartheid South Africa, that might have looked like an insurrection to him, because the authoritarians don't know the difference between an insurrection and a non-violent popular protest, okay? So I want to give him a little seminar on it. An insurrection is when the president, who's been defeated by more than 7 million votes in an election, tells people to go and fight like hell, or they're not going to have a country anymore. And they go and they beat up our police officers, wounding and injuring and hospitalizing more than 140 of them. And they chant, "Hang Mike Pence." That's what an insurrection looks like. That's what an insurrection looks like. This is not an insurrection. This is a resurrection today. Why don't you tell America what democracy looks like? What does democracy look like? Well then, if we're looking at the Treasury Department, tell me what plutocracy looks like. What does democracy look like? What does plutocracy look like? Well, my friends, you know, they sent a memo to 2 million federal workers called the Fork in the Road. The Fork in the Road. Wait a second. They took the memo verbatim from what Elon Musk sent the workers at Twitter when he took over that company, and now he thinks he's taken over this company. And so he sent everybody the exact same Fork in the Road memo with the exact same subject line, Fork in the Road. My friends, the real fork in the road is between democracy and autocracy in America. That's the fork in the road. That's the fork in the road. So, we don't have a lot of time to get this right. Do you want Elon Musk controlling your parents' Social Security checks? Do you want Elon Musk controlling the flow of money to the red states or the blue states? Do you want Elon Musk controlling congressional appropriations to disaster areas around America? Are you willing to fight day and night, dawn and dusk, to fight Elon Musk and take our government back? My friends, I'm gonna leave you with the words of some great democracy patriots who we gotta keep close in our hearts. First, the great Frederick Douglass, who was born an hour away from here in the Wye River Plantation. And he became a great freedom fighter in the Civil War and through Reconstruction. And Douglass said, if there's no struggle, there's no progress. And the struggle may be moral, it may be physical, it may be moral and physical, but there must be struggle. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never has, and it never will. A message to you from the great Marylander, Frederick Douglass. I want to leave you with the words of the great Tom Paine. You know, he came over to America in 1774. He fell in love with the promise of America. He said, if this land lives up to its values and ideals, it will become an asylum to humanity, he said. Not an insane asylum, mind you. A place of refuge for people seeking freedom, democracy, self-government. And he wrote Common Sense, the pamphlet that ignited the American Revolution against the kings and the queens and the oligarchs and the plutocrats and the emperors, all of it. But 1776 was a tough year. Half the people are still running around saying, you can't beat kings and queens. Everybody's always lived under people like Donald Trump or Vladimir Putin or Kim Jong-un. But half of the people said no. They said, let us gamble on democratic freedom. Let's pledge to each other our sacred honor, our property, our very lives to fight for democracy and freedom, said Tom Paine. And then in 1776, he wrote a pamphlet to give people courage and hope. It was a tough time. The country was split, and a lot of people were caving in to the monarchs and the plutocrats. And he wrote a beautiful pamphlet called The American Crisis. I want to quote a tiny little passage for you. I'm going to update the language pursuant to instructions from Nancy Pelosi, who said Tom Paine was a feminist, and that he was. He was fighting for women's suffrage in the 18th century, just as he was fighting for abolitionism too. But he wrote this line, and he said, "These are the times that try men and women's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will shrink at this moment from the service of their cause and their country. But everyone that stands with us now will win the love and the favor and the affection of every man and every woman for all time. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered, but with this saving consolation, the more difficult the struggle, the more glorious in the end will be our victory. Let's make that victory ours."
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Representative Raskin. We've got a few more folks, and we're also going to give you guys some homework, some stuff to do about this at the end. So we're going to hear from Representative Teresa Fernandez. Where are you at? Buenas noches, America. How are you tonight? How is the crowd? I am Teresa Fernandez, and I represented the beautifully diverse district in Nuevo Mexico. I am also the chair of the Democratic Women's Caucus, and women are going to war. Women are going to war. Let me tell you, I am here on behalf of the women, the mothers, the veterans, all those women who are afraid with what they're doing. Because we know that they don't want us to know what they are doing, do they? But we do know that they have been attacking women since day one. They have been attacking women since day one. They have told us that we cannot control our own body. And what do we say to that? We demand equality. We demand equality. We demand equality. They have been taking food from the mouths of babes. They have been telling military women, you cannot get the health care you deserve. No, absolutely not. And now they are telling us we cannot go in this building to find out. Well, we say, open the doors. We say, open the doors. Open the doors, because we demand the right to know what you are doing. But more importantly, we demand that you take your hands off of our money. We demand that you stop giving an unelected billionaire the right to our savings account, to our retirement account, to our payments, because that's what he has. Would you invite Elon Musk or his interns into your own savings account? Would you ask him to come and rifle through your regular house bills and what you pay and don't pay? Would you, oh my God, would you ask him to say, come on over, take a look at my children's personal data? Hell no, absolutely not. And we cannot let him do that now. We cannot let him do that now, because we know, but it's not just Musk, it's Trump.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck too. Spit on that thing.
Let's face it, that man and his cabinet, they don't think, some of them don't even think we should vote. They don't think we should serve in the army. They don't think we should have all the offices that we do. But I tell you, we are in Congress, we do vote, we do show up, And we are here to say, take your hands off of our money. But let me tell you, Trump is betraying the American voters when he gives this power to Musk. But I am going to be asking my Republican colleagues, are you betraying your voters when you don't stand up and speak out? Are you betraying your voters when you don't say no to what Trump is doing? So let me tell you, they might flood the zone, but we are going to flood the phones. We are going to flood the phones with phone calls. And we are going to call, I am calling on all women across America, call your representatives. Flood those phones. All women across America, make sure that every representative, every senator, Democrat, and especially Republican know that this will not do. This will not do. Because when women stand up, we win. When we fight back, we win. When we fight back, we win. When women speak, we war. They don't call us Mama Bear for nothing. Right? They don't call us Mama Bear for nothing. We are going to show up, we are going to fight, and we are going to be with you every step of the way. Muchísimas gracias. Hasta la victoria.
Thank you. Next up we have Representative Seth Magaziner. Sorry.
Hello, everyone. I'm Seth from Rhode Island, and I see a whole lot of people in front of me who love America, who love our democracy, and who are ready to fight for it. Are you ready to fight for it? We are standing here with you today as representatives of the people, by the people, and for the people, and we are going to get you your money back. And we are standing in front of this building because, get this weekend, an army of money, steal your data, and steal our democracy. And that group of unelected, unvetted, unconfirmed children were acting under the orders of an unelected, unvetted, unconfirmed, man-child billionaire who is trying to steal from you. And we are not going to let it happen. We are not going to let the cruelty of this man win. The cruelty of stealing from the people to pay for a tax cut for himself. To steal food from children to pay for a tax cut for himself. Medicine from seniors to pay for a tax cut from himself. Your data to get money for a tax cut for himself, and our democracy for a tax cut for himself. We are not going to let that happen. My question for you, are you ready to do the work? Because this isn't going to happen by himself. He was bragging over the weekend that he was working harder than us. So are you ready to do the work? Are you ready to do the real work to take our country back? We are ready to work with you, and we are going to win. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Representative Bynum up here. All yours.
All right, greetings from Portland, Oregon. Now, I just started this job, and they already got me out here in the cold. We fly 3,000 miles twice a week to put up with this foolishness. I'm not happy. My baby said, "Mama, you leaving again?" I said, "Yeah, baby, I'm a patriot. I'm a patriot. They never told me I could be a patriot, but I'm a patriot. And you're a patriot. And you're a patriot. And you're a patriot." Because I grew up here in D.C. I was a little girl. I was a little girl that rode the 50 line to Brightwood Elementary School. And they always told us the British had come to storm the city.
They always reminded us the British had come and they burned everything down and we could never let that happen again. They told us. And here we are, Trump and his billionaire boy band. They're not British this time, this one's South African, but they came back. And we're here to say bye-bye. 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 Now, Trump, I done already sued you one time when y'all came to Portland and y'all were body snatching, and that had to stop. But I'm here today to tell you we're showing up. We are all patriots. They're going to take their hands out of our piggy banks. We're going to shut it down. We're going to tell Elon Musk, now listen to me, get your hands out my pockets. Say it with me. Get your hands out my pockets. 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 Get your foot off the Constitution. Take your foot off my neck. Now, it's important that you all know that some of us up here are parents. And the reason we serve in Congress is to secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity. That means not just for this generation, but the next generation and the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. I'm not flying 3,000 miles away every week, twice a week for you to take my money. I'm not giving an inch. And you're not giving an inch. And you're not giving an inch. This is our country. Like I said, Trump, I done already sued you once. I'm ready to do it again.
Thank you. Representative Ansari. Where? There you go.
Good evening. Has it been a long year or what? Damn. I represent Phoenix, Arizona, Arizona's 3rd Congressional District, a community of immigrants, a community of veterans, a community of LGBTQ+ individuals, a community of hard-working American people who did not sign up for Elon Musk's hostile takeover of the United States government. We did not sign up for this hostile takeover of the government. Last I checked, Donald Trump was elected as president. But illegal action after illegal action and allowing an unelected billionaire, Elon Musk, to do whatever it is that he pleases, he literally thinks he's a king. And King Trump and Elon Musk are going after all of your freedoms, all of your rights, your money, your health insurance, your privacy, your data, and we cannot stand for it. Thank you for being here tonight. It is so important that people across the country show that this is not acceptable. This is not what a democracy is all about. We will not stand for it. We will use every lever in our power, but we need you. We need you to call your Republican representatives and ask them why they are complicit in the hostile takeover and dismantling of every agency. They went after USAID. They've gone after Treasury. They're going after the Department of Education. They're going after the Environmental Protection Agency. It is outrageous. So thank you so much for fighting with us. We will win this.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Got a few more. We're going to do Representative Becca Bowen next. Hey, Vermont's in the house. Every movement needs a scrappy little dyke, and I am that person. Let's bring it, everybody. We need to bring all of the energy, all of the talents we have. Each of you have something special to bring to this movement. I see lots of people out here saying, what can we do? How do we put our energy in? Here's the marching orders, folks. First and foremost, you cannot lose hope. I know everyone is exhausted. You're overwhelmed. You feel like you got nothing to give. I get it. You must do what you can when you can. And when you need a break, you turn to the person next to you and say, it's all for you. You go in now. You do what you can when you can. We need all of you to be our eyes and ears. Authoritarians win when we stop paying attention. You have to tune in. You have to document. You have to post what you're seeing. You have to record the truth and get the truth out. I know how tired you are. I know it. But you are not just doing it for you. You're doing it for your neighbors who don't have a pot to piss in. You're doing it for the folks who don't know if their kids are going to get fed tomorrow. This is not just about us. It's about everyone. It's about everyone. And we know the people who have not let us in today, they are not thinking about us. They are only thinking of them. So here's what you need to do. I need each and every one of you to get in touch with your inner scrappy little dyke. I need you to be fierce. I need you to be focused. I need you to wake up every day and say, I am in the fight. Are you with me? Yes! Let's go! Yes! Awesome! How about that? Yes! Representative Gomez, you're...
When we fight, I'm Jimmy Gomez from Los Angeles. Before I was ever elected, I was a union member and a union organizer with the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees. And we learned that we are our brothers and sisters keepers. That when we speak, we make more noise than the 10,000 people who remain silent. So we can make some noise. Are we going to fight in Congress? Are we going to fight in the courts? Are we going to fight in the agencies? And are we going to win? Also, I am also on the Ways and Means Committee. It is not the sexy committee that judiciary or oversight. You do not see us fighting, but we do fight. Because this committee is the most powerful committee in the House of Representatives. It has direct oversight of the Secretary of the Treasury. It has direct oversight over taxes. It has direct oversight over trade. And then what they're going to try to do is pass a tax cut that gives...
Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Yes, Ayuni Isla Barra! Palestine, hurra, hurra! Palestine, hurra, hurra! Yes, Ayuni Isla Barra! Palestine, hurra, hurra!
What they can do. They can steal your money. And what we're going to say, what we're going to do is we're going to stop the steal. We're going to stop them from stealing your parents' money, your Social Security money. We're going to make sure that we push back, because it's all about giving tax cuts of almost $8 trillion to the wealthiest individuals in this country. And it's time that we stop the billionaire establishment from stealing our future. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Callan, you're done. Let's hear it from you. How are you doing out here? How are you doing out here? I'm Sydney Kamlager Dove. Shut down the Senate. Shut down the Senate. Shut down the Senate. Shut down the Senate. That's right. My name is Sydney Kamlager Dove, and I am from Los Angeles. And we are still trying to recover from the devastation of the fires across LA County. And I can tell you something for sure. No one elected Elon Musk to make any decisions about getting my county, my city, my state aid to help us rebuild. There is an economic coup happening right here in the Treasury and right there in Trump's White House. But there's a revolution happening right here on these streets.
You lose. Good day, sir.
It is total corruption for an unhinged, unqualified, unvetted billionaire like Elon Musk and his sycophants to come into our treasury to try to take control of our government, to have access to our Social Security numbers, our Social Security payments, our medical benefits, all of the information that we use when we are trying to get a motherfucking tax return. And you're gonna take our money?
What you just said
Homie,
is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
We are here because we care enough about our country and our democracy and our privacy and our information that we are going to fight, fight, fight until we win. And let me tell you something, people. You gotta eat your Wheaties, because this is going to be protracted. This revolution will be televised, but not on X, and we are going to get up every single day and show and share and document the steal. We are going to show and tell and document the truth. We are going to show and tell and document democracy and the Constitution so that we remind every single person who is apathetic or has been sleeping that this is the time to wake up, this is the time to rise, and this is the time to fight so that we win. Thank you. Bring us home.
Can you hear me? I'm Ezra Levin, co-founder of Indivisible. It's not your money, Musk. It's not your money, Musk. It's our money. Whose money? Whose money? Whose money? Our money. It's our money. Now, I love a good chant, y'all. I love a good chant. Feels good to chant. It's not enough. It's not enough to chant right now. Okay? It is a school night. I'm going to give y'all some homework. Okay? I'm going to talk about one man. He was here earlier. He left a little bit earlier, but I have a message for him. Leader Schumer, you were here. You led some good chants. I like to hear those chants. Do something. Do something. Do something. Do something. Hey, I've heard another chant here a few times tonight. I've heard it a few times. Shut down the Senate. Shut down the Senate. Shut down the Senate. Shut down the Senate. Look, 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 look. Hey, y'all. I like to yell at Chuck Schumer as much as the next guy. That is also enough. Chuck Schumer is leader of the Democrats in the Senate. Let me tell you what happened today. There was a vote for yet another nominee, another Trump nominee to lead the VA. You know, that's how I felt too. That's how I felt too. 22 Senate Democrats voted for that nominee. 22 Senate Democrats. You want Chuck Schumer to do something? You tell your Democratic senator to oppose these nominees. Oppose these nominees. It is on all of us. It is on all of us to bring this message. There are 3 pieces of homework I want you to bring home with you tonight and then to bring to your senators tomorrow. One, blanket opposition to these nominees. When I say opposition, you say blanket. Opposition. 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 That's right. Blanket opposition. Number two, we need to withhold unanimous consent. I know that's technical. I know that's wonky. But if we are going to get our senators to actually do something, we have to tell them what we want to do. Withhold unanimous consent. Withhold unanimous consent. I love you guys. Okay, the third thing we need them to do is we need to make Republicans in the Senate, their lives need to be miserable. They need to get worn out having to stand up in that chamber and hold the floor. They need to say, we're doing this and we're going to lose sleep over doing this and stay in the Senate chamber doing this. That means quorum calls, quorum calls, quorum calls, quorum calls, quorum calls, quorum calls, quorum calls. What does all this do? Shut down the Senate. Shut down the Senate. Shut down the Senate. Yes, that's on Chuck Schumer, but that's on all of us. That's on all Senate Democrats. We all have a role, okay? That is what we are going to do. Now, the easy way to think about this is when you're going and talking to your Democratic senator, you say, hey, imagine you are Mitch McConnell in the minority, and then do what that asshole would do. That's what you're going to do. Are we going to unify this Democratic opposition? Are we going to stop what Donald Trump and Elon Musk are doing to our country? Is Trump a king? Oh, that's news to me. Does Musk have a mandate? Are we going to use the tools available to us to fight for this democratic republic? Are we going to win? Are we going to win? Shut down the damn Senate.
Thanks, folks. Go home and call your senators. Go to meet with their offices. Have a good night.
Shut it down! Netanyahu out of this town! Shut it down! Netanyahu out of this town! Shut it down! No Zionism in this town! the people won't be silent.
We the people won't be silent.
Netanyahu, you're a tyrant.
Netanyahu, you're a tyrant.
We the people won't be silent.
We the people won't be silent.
Netanyahu, you're a tyrant.
Netanyahu, you're a tyrant.
We the people won't be silent.
We the people won't be silent.
Say it loud and say it clear.
Say it loud and say it clear.
Bibi, you're not welcome here.
Bibi, you're not welcome here.
Say it loud and say it clear.
Say it loud and say it clear.
Bibi, you're not welcome here.
Bibi, you're not welcome here.
Say it loud and say it clear.
Say it loud and say it clear.
We don't want no Zionists here.
We don't want no Zionists here.
Say it loud and say it clear.
Say it loud and say it clear.
We don't want no Zionists here.
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 We don't want Netanyahu 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 here.
Netanyahu, what do you say?
Netanyahu, what do you say?
How many kids did you kill today?
How many kids did you kill today?
Netanyahu, what do you say?
Netanyahu, what do you say?
How many kids did you kill today?
How many kids did you kill today?
Free Palestine.
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 Make some noise!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Gaza!
Beyond our borders tonight, police in Sweden say about 10 people have been killed during a shooting at an adult education center. They say that includes the gunman. The incident occurred about 125 miles west of Stockholm. Sweden's prime minister says it's the worst mass shooting in that country's history. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky says Ukraine has lost more than 45,000 people in the nearly 3 years since the Russian invasion. He says 390,000 have been injured. President Zelensky is saying about 350,000 Russians have been killed, up to 700,000 injured, according to the Ukrainians. And this is a live look at Rome. One of the big stories there tonight, Ferrari prepares for the landmark launch of the first fully electric car in October. An electric Ferrari. The luxury sports car maker is targeting an increase of at least 5% in revenues and core earnings this year. Ferrari's much-awaited EV will be showcased at Capital Markets Day, October 9th, at the company's base in Italy. Just some of the other stories beyond our borders tonight as we wait for that live news conference back here at the White House. We'll be right back.
Something about the way we're working.
BB out of DC now!
BB out of DC now.
Zionists out of DC now!
Zionists out of DC now.
Netanyahu, you're a tyrant!
Netanyahu, you're a tyrant.
We the people won't be silent!
We the people won't be silent.
Netanyahu, you're a tyrant!
Netanyahu, you're a tyrant.
We the people won't be silent!
We the people won't be silent.
We the people won't be silent!
The people won't be silent.
We the people won't be silent!
The people won't be silent.
We want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
Note to self, wear groin protection next time we're at a oh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! Your 2 o'clock blue sweater. Watch it. Are you okay? That bottle hit me in the nuts. Yeah. Everybody hit that follow button. Don't forget to share the live with somebody. If you know anybody that's down here in LA by City Hall, send this live to them right now. Guys, let's go ahead and complete that gift goal. We got 100 of the 1,500 GGs we reset the gift goal here. We just saw LAPD officers come from the south part of... Got you, sir. Yes, sir, you got it. Okay, guys, if we look over there, I'm just zoomed in. Thank you, April. Thank you for the gifts, everybody. We see LAPD squad cars coming full force, dispersing the crowd onto what this is called. I think this is Grand Park. Grand Park, I'm not even sure what park this is here, right next to the criminal courts building in downtown LA. Literally in front of the City Hall building in downtown LA. People started throwing bottles, cans, spray cans. I got hit in the nuts with a bottle. A couple of cops got hit with bottles, water bottles. Those things can hold some weight to them when launched, guys. Here we see officer giving verbal commands to his other peers here to locate certain individuals with certain clothing that were seen by officers throwing certain bottles. Baby, thank you for the ice creams. If we zoom over, look, we see people, protesters running through the park. There goes that guy with the blue Dodgers sweater that they're looking for. PP, thank you for that gift from the window. Andrea, thank you for the GG gifts. Here we hear more patrol cars coming down to assist. Comparten el live, háganle tic 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 a la pantalla. Nah, hey, si están escuchando, estamos transmitiendo en vivo. Aquí estamos en el centro de Los Ángeles para toda la raza que está mirándonos y no habla muy bien el inglés. Estamos aquí por la Temple y la calle Spring, enfrente del City Hall, del corte criminal, aquí en el centro de Los Ángeles, donde muchos manifestantes, muchos juveniles se han juntado protestando contra las leyes de inmigraciones y las policies de ICE que se han estado enforzando últimamente en estos días en Los Ángeles y en partes de California. Policía llegó, la presencia aquí de la policía se ve, están armados con armas ¿cómo se dice? Armas non-lethal weapons. I don't know how to say that in Spanish, but se empezaron a aventar botellas, todo tipo de cosas empezó a aventar. Policías dispararon unas 2 botes de balas de hule. Balas de hule. Los manifestantes se movieron para allá, enfrente de la otra policía que ha llegado aquí. Otra vez, si conoce un niño, un sobrino, hijo, sobrina, primo, hijo o hija que no puede localizar, compartan este live con su gente para que sepan. Again, guys, if you're watching, just tuning in, hit that follow button. This is downtown LA. We're on Temple and Spring, in front of the City Hall building, where, again, the majority of these protesters today, from what I saw, were minors. Police and riot gear showed up and were immediately received and welcomed with bottles and spray cans and soda cans that were being thrown at them. This is what's going on. LAPD has taken this defense stance once again. Day 3 of LAPD out here in riot gear, maintaining the peace, holding a perimeter. Again, these protesters are outside of City Hall and the court, so these are very sensitive government buildings that need to be protected. I showed you earlier when we panned over, there's barricade fencing already put up in front of the City Hall with the group of officers now taking place and taking charge. Let me actually zoom over. Let me move over to the left. Sergeant. Press. Here we see a line of officers in riot gear all the way at the top of City Hall, defending City Hall from protesters potentially coming in to the City Hall building and causing mayhem. Right now we see protesters, all those kids over there. Look, so easy. Thank you for that beautiful gift, taking us somewhere in the world. Thank you so much. Here we have a court employee leaving, being directed by LAPD. I got hit in the nuts with a bottle. Here we have the watch commander on site. Actually, I'm sorry, this is Sergeant, I believe. Sergeant. It looks like I peed on myself, guys, because of the bottle when it hit me. It burst open. Yo, what's up, bro? Thank you, bro. What's your name, bro? Mario? What's your name on TikTok?
I don't really post it.
All right. Thanks, bro. Thanks for supporting, homie. Right now, I'm on LA Glizzy News. Yeah. Copy that, boss. You got it. If we listen closely, guys, we're hearing police officers on the loudspeaker say that this is now an unlawful assembly and they're being ordered to disperse and leave the area. After this announcement, guys, it's when arrests begin to be made, or catch and release is the term that I'm hearing a lot. All right, commander saying to dress the line and hold the line tight. Here we see a double line strategy being implemented here, almost creating two barriers. Here we see this guy on a bike wanting to come through with this dog on his back. Here we see some of LAPD's finest officers taking a stance. It was peaceful until it was peaceful. Sadly, it didn't take long to go the other way. Let's see here. Here we even see sheriffs outside of the court. Those are court sheriffs. All right. That bottle hit you? No. Got me right in the family jewels. I was right. Did you launch one or no? Did you launch one? Yes. He did launch one. I was right. He launched one. Yeah, no, I mean, hey, he had to do it. And you know, it's crazy because, oh, look, they're throwing more bottles. I can see it from here. Like I said, I was curious if these type of measures would be taken against minors or even students for that matter. And sure enough, yeah, I think a riot is a riot. Doesn't matter what age, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody? in Spanish.
Lost it. That's the newscopter. Fuck. Vicious zoom. That's the newscopter I was telling you about. So. I don't know what's going on.
We're stopping. So what the cop is saying in Spanish on the other side is that anybody that's still here after this announcement will be arrested. People have moved over to the west side of Spring. Ooh.
Westbound in Ground Park over to Broadway. If we can get an assessment, see what that sign looks like, please.
I go to Eastern Lake, bro.
Yeah, you go around though. What's better about it? I just need a timestamp for verification.
Everybody hit that follow button for me real quick. Just in case we get cut off for any reason. TikTok sometimes gives restrictions. TD Lowry, thank you for the roses. Eerily quiet now, huh? Not Carlos, thanks for the GGs. Ruben, thanks for the roses. Valerie, thanks for that confetti. Nice gift right there, GG. Not Carlos, sending over 30 GGs. Thank you for that rose, homie. He just said go to the park and he still said, can I go that way? Talk about being an airhead. Elizabeth, thanks for the tiny diny. Monica, thanks for those roses. Valerie joining the team Ivy with some roses today.
Yeah, what do you know? Same guys from the other spot are going that way. And they got more cops over there. So yeah, it's not over, guys. For those of you that stuck around, good thing you guys stuck around. To the new viewers, I'm just leaving the student walkout protest that ended in Boyle Heights at Mariachi Plaza. And I'm here now in downtown LA in front of City Hall. Beautiful City Hall. Let's see. LAPD has issued a dispersal order for the protest at Spring and First. All right, cool. Thank you. I didn't know what was going on. Thanks for the chat. So that's what's going on. They've issued a dispersal order. And we're on Spring and Temple. It's Spring. This is that famous courthouse where you see all the celebrities come out of. Famous OJ and Michael Jackson. But First Street is down over there. This is Temple. Yeah, I could hear more sirens.
That have taken a stance here. If I pan over more to my left here, we have more officers that have taken a defense stance here as well at City Hall. City Hall now has a lot of graffiti here. You guys can see that graffiti there. Barricade fencing was put up when was already here when I got here. Mark DTLA, thank you for that paper crane. I was hit in the family jewels with a water bottle. Police launched one rubber bullet, I would say, into the crowd of, from what I saw, mostly young kids. There you see that other side of LAPD in riot gear, literally outside of the criminal courts building, in front of the ICE building here. City Hall stairs have, I'm going to say that's blood. I mean, paint. I'm sorry. That's paint. But it did look just kind of crazy to see, you know? See water bottles everywhere. It's a dead zone at this point.
There we go. Oh. Bien. Shakira. Mira. Oh, la vuelta.
La vuelta.
Oh. Buena. Cardi B. Karol G. Nick. She was trying to throw them back out here. Bien hecho. Sabe cómo tirar el turazo.
Verdad, gracias.
Bad Bunny.
We've got
Look, we got everybody out here live today.
Anna, she's another personality as
Hello.
well. Her name is Anna.
Nice to meet you.
Nick.
Hola.
Bienvenido.
Muchas gracias.
I got some adrenaline running through me, guys. Very intense. Liz _ Stitch, thank you for the 20 GGs. Everybody hit that follow button for me one time. Costs you nothing to hit that plus. Also, let's double tap the screen. We're at 193,000 likes again. We are in downtown LA, where LAPD is here again, holding down the fort, so to speak. Very intense standoff here, if you will. That's what it seems like. Very quiet now. Everybody hit that follow button. I'm gonna randomly pin your name in the account. So if you follow me and I see your name pop up after it says follow the creator,
crazy is that the media, the news, and everybody will make it seem like, oh my God, LA's burning down. And honestly, like, it's just this street right here. Probably like less than a football field. The rest of LA is over here. And then these cops, well, this is their headquarters right here. So, you know, these guys need backup. I mean, backup's right there. I don't think much of anything's gonna happen. Probably like last night. Oh, perfect example. Now that I'm here, last night they were saying that a lot of arrests happened on the tunnel in downtown. I was watching the live stream, and it was like
foreign head of state to visit during our administration. And Bibi, I want to say it's an honor to have you with us. Over the past 4 years, the U.S. and the Israeli alliance has been tested more than any time in history. But the bonds of friendship and affection between the American and Israeli people have endured for generations, and they are absolutely unbreakable. They are unbreakable. I'm confident that under our leadership, the cherished alliance between our two countries will soon be stronger than ever. We had a great relationship. We had great victories together 4 years ago. Not so many victories over the past 4 years, however. In my first term, Prime Minister and I forged a tremendously successful partnership that brought peace and stability to the Middle East like it hadn't seen in decades. Together, we defeated ISIS. We ended the disastrous Iran nuclear deal, one of the worst deals ever made, by the way, and imposed the toughest ever sanctions on the Iranian regime. We starved Hamas and Iran's other terrorist proxies, and we starved them like they had never seen before. Resources and support disappeared for them. I recognized Israel's capital, opened the American embassy in Jerusalem, and got it built, by the way. Built it too, just not only designated it, but got it built at a price that nobody's seen for 40 years. We got it built, it's beautiful, all Jerusalem stone, right from nearby, and it's something that's very special. And recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights, something that they talked about for 70 years, and they weren't able to get it, and I got it. And with the historic Abraham Accord, something that was really an achievement that was, I think, going to become more and more important because we achieved the most significant Middle East peace agreements in half a century, but the Abraham Accords in particular, and I really believe that many countries will soon be joining this amazing peace and economic development transaction. It really is a big economic development transaction. I think we're going to have a lot of people signing up very quickly. Unfortunately, for 4 years, nobody signed up. Nobody did anything for 4 years except in the negative. Unfortunately, the weakness and incompetence of those years, those past 4 years, the grave damage around the globe that was done, including in the Middle East, grave damage all over the globe. The horrors of October 7th would never have happened if I were president. The Ukraine and Russia disaster would never have happened if I were president. Over the past 16 months, Israel has endured a sustained, aggressive, and murderous assault on every front, but they fought back bravely. You see that, and you know that. What we have witnessed is an all-out attack on the very existence of a Jewish state in the Jewish homeland. The Israelis have stood strong and united in the face of an enemy that has kidnapped, tortured, raped, and slaughtered innocent men, women, children, and even little babies. I want to salute the Israeli people for meeting this trial with courage and determination and unflinching resolve. They have been strong. In our meetings today, the Prime Minister and I focused on the future, discussing how we can work together to ensure Hamas is eliminated and ultimately restore peace to a very troubled region. It's been troubled, but what's happened in the last 4 years has not been good. I want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for working closely with my transition team, the Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, who's here somewhere. Steve? Stand up, Steve, please. What a job you've done. What a good job you've done. Proud of you. done a fantastic job. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. Thank you, Mike, for working so well with us. Thank you. We have, in addition, Marco Rubio, who is on the phone right now, listening to every single word that we say, and he's going to be great. And Pete, congratulations. And Scott, congratulations. I see you're here. And Caroline's been doing a great job. She's really probably talked about more than anybody here. She's done a fantastic job, and thank you very much, Caroline. We're proud of you. But we'll only be satisfied when all of these problems are solved, and we have the team to solve them, and that's going to happen. And it's going to happen, I think, very quickly. I also strongly believe that the Gaza Strip, which has been a symbol of death and destruction for so many decades, and so bad for the people anywhere near it, and especially those who live there, and frankly, who's been really very unlucky. It's been very unlucky. It's been an unlucky place for a long time. Being in its presence just has not been good, and it should not go through a process of rebuilding and occupation by the same people that have really stood there and fought for it and lived there and died there and lived a miserable existence there. Instead, we should go to other countries of interest with humanitarian hearts, and there are many of them that want to do this, and build various domains that will ultimately be occupied by the 1.8 million Palestinians living in Gaza, ending the death and destruction and, frankly, bad luck. This can be paid for by neighboring countries of great wealth. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 12. It could be numerous sites, or it could be one large site. But the people will be able to live in comfort and peace, and we'll make sure something really spectacular is done. They're going to have peace. They're not going to be shot at and killed and destroyed like this civilization of wonderful people has had to endure. The only reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative. It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious. They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years. I'm hopeful that this ceasefire could be the beginning of a larger and more enduring peace that will end the bloodshed and killing once and for all. With the same goal in mind, my administration has been moving quickly to restore trust in the alliance and rebuild American strength throughout the region. And we've really done that. We're a respected nation again. A lot's happened in the last couple of weeks. We are actually a very respected nation again. I ended the last administration's de facto arms embargo on over $1 billion in military assistance for Israel. And I'm also pleased to announce that this afternoon, the United States withdrew from the anti-Semitic UN Human Rights Council and ended all of the support for the UN Relief and Works Agency, which funneled money to Hamas and which was very disloyal to humanity. Today, I also took action to restore a maximum pressure policy on the Iranian regime, and we will once again enforce the most aggressive possible sanctions, drive Iranian oil exports to zero, and diminish the regime's capacity to fund terror throughout the region and throughout the world. We had no threat when I left office. Iran was not able to sell oil. Nobody was buying oil because I said, don't buy it. If you buy it, you're not doing any business with the United States. And Hamas was not being funded. Hezbollah was not being funded. Nobody was being funded. There would never have been an October 7th. 2 weeks ago, I once again designated the Houthis as a terrorist organization. They're trying to destroy world shipping lanes, and that's not going to happen. And over the weekend, I ordered airstrikes against senior ISIS leaders hiding in the caves of Somalia and took them out. Here in America, we've begun the process of deporting foreign terrorists, jihadists, and Hamas sympathizers from our soil, just as we have people that are extremely evil, and we're sending them out of our country. They came from jails. They came from mental institutions and insane asylums, and they were dumped into our country. They're gang members. We're getting them out at numbers that nobody can actually believe. And every single country is taking those people back. They said they would never take them back, and they're all taking them back, and they're taking them back very gladly. And I recently signed an executive order combating the vile wave of anti-Semitism that we've seen in the aftermath of the October 7th attacks. Together, America and Israel will renew the optimism that shined so brightly just 4 years ago. It was really a bright, beautiful light. We will restore calm and stability to the region and expand prosperity, opportunity, and hope to our nations and for all people of the Middle East, including the Arab and Muslim nations. Very important. We want the Arab and Muslim nations to have peace and have tranquility and have great lives. I'd like to now invite Prime Minister Netanyahu to say a few words, and we'll take some questions afterwards. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm honored that you invited me to be the first foreign leader to visit the White House in your second term. This is a testament to your friendship and support for the Jewish state and the Jewish people. I've said this before, I'll say it again. You are the greatest friend Israel has ever had in the White House. And that's why the people of Israel have such enormous respect for you. In your first term, you recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital. You moved the American embassy there. You recognized Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. You withdrew from the disastrous Iran nuclear deal. I remember we spoke about it. You said, this is the worst deal I've ever seen. I'm elected, I'm walking out of it. That's exactly what you did. And I think it speaks loudly for just common sense, just looking at things and seeing them as they are. And of course, you also brokered the groundbreaking Abraham Accords in which Israel made peace with 4 Arab states. We did this in 4 months. Nothing happened for a quarter of a century, but in 4 months, we were able, working together under your leadership, to have 4 historic peace accords. And now in the first days of your second term, you picked up right where you left off. Your leadership helped bring our hostages home, among them American citizens. You freed up munitions that have been withheld from Israel. They had been withheld from Israel in the midst of a 7-front war for our existence. And you just freed it. You ended unjust sanctions against law-abiding Israeli citizens. You boldly confronted the scourge of anti-Semitism. You stopped funding, as you just said, international organizations like UNRWA that support and fund terrorists. And today, you renewed the maximum pressure campaign against Iran. Ladies and gentlemen, all this in just 2 weeks. Can we imagine where we'll be in 4 years? I can. I know you can, Mr. President. For our part, we in Israel have been pretty busy too. Since the horrendous October 7th attack, we've been fighting our common enemies and changing the face of the Middle East. On that infamous day, Hamas monsters savagely murdered 1,200 innocent people, including more than 40 Americans. They beheaded men, they raped women, they burnt babies alive, and they took 251 people hostage to the dungeons of Gaza. And after this worst attack on Jews since the Holocaust, Iran and its henchmen in the Middle East were absolutely ecstatic. Haniya praised the massacre. Sinwar said that Israel was finished. Nasrallah boasted that Israel was, here's what he said, as feeble as a spider's web. Well, Mr. President, Haniya is gone. Sinwar is gone. Nasrallah is gone. We've devastated Hamas. We decimated Hezbollah. We destroyed Assad's remaining armaments. And we crippled Iran's air defenses. And in doing this, we've defeated some of America's worst enemies. We took out terrorists who were wanted for decades for shedding rivers of American blood, including the blood of 241 Marines murdered in Beirut. We accomplished all this with the indomitable spirit of our people and the boundless courage of our soldiers. The Bible says that the people of Israel shall rise like lions, and boy did we rise. Today, the roar of the Lion of Judah is heard loudly throughout the Middle East. Israel has never been stronger, and the Iran terror axis has never been weaker. But as we discussed, Mr. President, to secure our future and bring peace to our region, we have to finish the job. In Gaza, Israel has three goals: destroy Hamas's military and governing capabilities, secure the release of all of our hostages, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel. I believe, Mr. President, that your willingness to puncture conventional thinking that has failed time and time and time again, your willingness to think outside the box with fresh ideas will help us achieve all these goals. And I've seen you do this many times. You cut to the chase. You see things others refuse to see. You say things others refuse to say. And after the jaws drop, people scratch their heads and they say, you know, he's right. And this is the kind of thinking that enabled us to bring the Abraham Accords. This is the kind of thinking that will reshape the Middle East and bring peace. We also see eye to eye on Iran. That's the same Iran that tried to kill us both. They tried to kill you, Mr. President. They tried through their proxies to kill me. We're both committed to rolling back Iran's aggression in the region and ensuring that Iran never develops a nuclear weapon. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, Israel will end the war by winning. Israel's victory will be America's victory. We will not only win the war, working together, we will win the peace. With your leadership, Mr. President, and our partnership, I believe that we will forge a brilliant future for our region and bring our great alliance to even greater heights. Thank you.
Thank you very much, baby. Very nice. Thank you. And J.D. Vance, everybody. J.D., please, Vice President, stand up. He's been doing a good job. He's been working very hard on all things, but this in particular. We'll take some questions, please. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, please. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Can a normalization deal with Saudi Arabia be achieved without the acknowledgement of a Palestinian state? That question for you too, Mr. Prime Minister. And Mr. President, given what you've said about Gaza, did the U.S. send troops to help secure the security vacuum?
So Saudi Arabia is going to be very helpful, and they have been very helpful. They want peace in the Middle East. It's very simple. We know their leader and their leaders very well. They're wonderful people, and they want peace in the Middle East. As far as Gaza is concerned, we'll do what is necessary. If it's necessary, we'll do that. We're going to take over that piece, and we're going to develop it, create thousands and thousands of jobs, and it'll be something that the entire Middle East can be very proud of. But everybody feels that continuing the same process that's gone on forever, over and over again, and then it starts, and then the killing starts, and all of the other problems start, and you end up in the same place, and we don't want to see that happen. So by the United States, with its stability and strength, owning it, especially the strength that we're developing and developed over the last fairly short period of time, I would say really since the election, I think we'll be a great keeper of something that is very, very strong, very powerful, and very, very good for the area, not just for Israel, for the entire Middle East, very important. And we'll, again, have thousands of jobs, and there'll be jobs for everyone, not for a specific group of people, but for everybody. Okay, please.
I think peace between Israel and Saudi Arabia is not only feasible, I think it's going to happen. I think if we had another half a year in your first term, it would have already happened.
True. Many, many more, I agree, many more nations.
I think you can't prejudge and pre-guess how we'll achieve it, but I'm committed to achieving it. And I know the president is committed to achieving it, and I think the Saudi leadership is interested to achieve it. So we'll give it a good shot, and I think we'll succeed.
Yeah, please, go ahead. Well, I can't tell you whether or not the ceasefire will hold. We've done, I think, a very masterful job. We weren't helped very much by the Biden administration, I can tell you that. But we've gotten quite a few hostages out. We're going to get more out. But we're dealing with very complex people. And we are going to see whether or not it holds. We certainly want to have more come out. They've come out damaged in many ways, very damaged people. But they're going to get better, and they're going to be strong, and they're going to have a good life. And we hope to get as many as possible out. Whether or not it holds, I don't know. We hope it holds. We hope it holds.
I think that at the appropriate time, which I think will enable us to really investigate what happens, what were the causes of the failures, by an independent commission that will be accepted by the majority of the people. We don't want it accepted by one half of the people and not the other. I think we should have it, and we should find out exactly what happened. I'm insisting on it. And believe me, it'll surprise a lot of people when it happens.
Kelly, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister. You are talking tonight about the United States taking over a sovereign territory. What authority would allow you to do that? Are you talking about a permanent occupation there, redevelopment? And Mr. Prime Minister, do you see this idea as a way to expand the boundaries of Israel and to have a longer peace, even though the Israeli people know how important that land is to you and your citizens, just as the space is inherited by the Palestinians as well?
I do see a long-term ownership position, and I see it bringing great stability to that part of the Middle East and maybe the entire Middle East. And everybody I've spoken to, this was not a decision made lightly. Everybody I've spoken to loves the idea of the United States owning that piece of land, developing and creating thousands of jobs with something that will be magnificent in a really magnificent area that nobody would know. Nobody can look because all they see is death and destruction and rubble and demolished buildings falling all over. It's just a terrible sight. I've studied it. I've studied this very closely over a lot of months, and I've seen it from every different angle. And it's a very, very dangerous place to be, and it's only going to get worse. And I think this is an idea that's gotten tremendous, and I'm talking about from the highest level of leadership, gotten tremendous praise. And if the United States can help to bring stability and peace in the Middle East, we'll do that. Bibi?
I mentioned again tonight our 3 goals. And the third goal is to make sure that Gaza never poses a threat to Israel again. President Trump is taking it to a much higher level. He sees a different future for that piece of land that has been the focus of so much terrorism, so many attacks against us, so many trials and so many tribulations. He has a different idea. And I think it's worth paying attention to this. We're talking about it. He's exploring it with his people, with his staff. I think it's something that could change history. And it's worthwhile really pursuing this avenue.
Yeah, please, go ahead. Go ahead. Right. Yeah.
So before rebuilding Gaza again, obviously we take out all the hostages, and one of them is Idan Alexander, an American soldier who is alive. How will you be sure that you will take out all the hostages and then rebuild?
We're working very hard to get all the hostages. The word is all, and we are working very hard. So far, it's been moving along fairly rapidly, pretty much on schedule. I'd love to have them all out at one time, but we're taking them out, and tomorrow more are being released, and over the days more, and then we'll go into a phase 2. But we'd like to get all of the hostages, and if we don't, it will just make us somewhat more violent. I will tell you that, because they would have broken their word. Mr. Witkoff and his entire group have been working 24 hours around the clock, and they want them out, and promises have been made to them, and we'll see whether or not those promises will be kept. But we want all the hostages, that's right.
How much time do you think it will take? A month?
Do you support, Mr. President, do you support Israeli sovereignty in Judea and Samaria, areas which many believe is the biblical homeland of the Jewish people?
Well, we're discussing that with many of your representatives. You're represented very well, and people do like the idea, but we haven't taken a position on it yet. But we will be we'll be making an announcement probably on that very specific topic over the next 4 weeks. Go ahead, please. Please.
You just said that you think all the Palestinians should be relocated to other countries. Does that mean that you do not support a two-state solution?
It doesn't mean anything about a two-state or one state or any other state. It means that we want to have, we want to give people a chance at life. They have never had a chance at life because the Gaza Strip has been a hellhole for people living there. It's been horrible. Hamas has made it so bad, so dangerous, so unfair to people. And by doing what I'm recommending that we do, it's a very strong recommendation, but it is a strong recommendation. By doing that, we think we're going to bring perhaps great peace to long beyond this area. And I have to stress, this is not for Israel. This is for everybody in the Middle East, Arabs, Muslims. This is for everybody. This would be where they can partake in terms of jobs and living and all of the other benefits. And I think it's very important. It just doesn't work the other way. You know, you can't keep trying. They just has been going along for so many decades, you can't even count. You just can't keep doing. You have to learn from history. You can't keep doing the same mistake over and over again. Gaza is a hellhole right now. It was before the bombing started, frankly. And we're going to give people a chance to live in a beautiful community that's safe and secure. And I think you're going to see a tremendous outflowing of support. I can tell you, I spoke to other leaders of countries in the Middle East, and they love the idea. They say it would really bring stability, and what we need is stability. Yes, sir, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. Are you still committed to imposing sanctions on the ICC, despite the move being stalled in the Senate? And please, a question for the Prime Minister as well. The President has been very clear about his desire to achieve a deal with Saudi Arabia. How do you settle this if Israel is required to renew the war against Hamas in the future?
Go ahead, Bibi.
I think everybody understands that just as the President fought and defeated Al-Qaeda and ISIS, that we can't leave Hamas there because Hamas will continue the battle to destroy Israel. They'll do, you know, when in this temporary ceasefire, one of their leaders comes out, you know what he says? We're going to do October 7th again, except we'll do it bigger. So obviously, you can't talk about peace neither with Hamas or in the Middle East if this, toxic, murderous organization is left standing. Any more than you could make peace in Europe after World War II if the Nazi regime was left standing and the Nazi army was left standing. You want a different future? You got to knock out the people who want to destroy you and destroy peace. That's what we're going to do. I think that will also usher in, actually, the peace with Saudi Arabia and with others. And I think there will be others, too.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Afghan suffered women as our expectation from you. Do you have any plan to change Afghanistan situation? Are you able to recognize Taliban? Because I'm an Afghan journalist, Afghan suffered women. Any comment about Afghanistan? What's your future plan for Afghan people, especially Afghanistan?
I have a little hard time understanding you. Where are you from? Oh. Actually, it's a beautiful voice and a beautiful accent. The only problem is I can't understand a word you're saying. But I just say this, good luck, live in peace. Go ahead, please. That's okay, yeah, please.
Prime Minister, you said earlier today that it was tough for you to implement these sanctions on Iran, but you did indicate that you were willing to negotiate with them. What would that look like, and are you in conversations with them? And the same for the Prime Minister, sir.
I hated doing it. I want Iran to be peaceful and successful. I hated doing it. I did it once before, and we brought them down to a level where they were unable to give any money. They had to survive themselves, and they had no money. They were essentially broke, and they had no money for, as I said, Hezbollah. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money for any form of terror. The 28, if you call it, the 28 sites of terror, they had no money for any of it. They had to do their own and focus on their own well-being. And I hated to do it then, and I hate to do it just as much now. And I say this, and I say this to Iran, who's listening very intently. I would love to be able to make a great deal, a deal where you can get on with your lives and you'll do wonderfully. You'll do wonderfully. Incredible people, industrious, beautiful, just an unbelievable group of people in Iran. And I know them well, have many friends from Iran and many friends that are Americans from Iran, and they're very proud of Iran. But I hated to do it, just so you understand. And I hope we're going to be able to do something so that it doesn't end up in a very catastrophic situation. I don't want to see that happen. I really want to see peace, and I hope that we're able to do that. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. I'm not putting restrictions. They cannot have one thing. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. And if I think that they will have a nuclear weapon, despite what I just said, I think that's going to be very unfortunate for them. If, on the other hand, they can convince us that they won't, and I hope they can. It's very easy to do. It's actually very easy to do. I think they're going to have an unbelievable future. Yeah, please, sir, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. You just laid out your plan for Gaza.
Yes.
Can you lay out your plan for Ukraine and also...
For Ukraine?
For Ukraine, yes. You consider yourself a strong leader. You blamed your predecessor for letting Russia to take over Ukraine. Will you demand from Putin to get out of Ukraine, from sovereign territory of Ukraine?
So we're dealing right now in the subject. I don't want to spend a lot of time because we're here for another reason, but we are having very good talks, very constructive talks on Ukraine. And we are talking to the Russians. We're talking to the Ukrainian leadership. It would have never happened. That would have never happened. It should have never happened. I get reports every week, the number of soldiers, mostly soldiers now. The cities have been largely demolished. You talk about a very sad sight to see. We talk Gaza. Well, many of these cities look as bad as Gaza and worse, what's happened to them. And I want to see that end. And I want to see it end for one simple reason, the life of young people being absolutely obliterated on both sides. You probably have 700,000 Ukrainian soldiers dead, 800,000, maybe more Russian soldiers dead. It's very flat land, and the only thing that's going to stop a bullet is a human body. In this case, usually soldiers. and the numbers are staggering. When you hear the real numbers in Ukraine, what the numbers are, and this doesn't include the cities that have been demolished and all of the people that were killed. So I want to see it stopped. We're having very good talks, and I think we're going to get it. I think something will be hopefully dramatically. It will rise above everything. You can't let this continue. You can't. This is an absolute slaughter that's taking place on the beautiful farmlands of Ukraine, and we have to stop it. We can't let this continue. It is a human tragedy, and we're going to try very hard to stop it. Yeah, please go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Mr. President, what's your view about Palestinian leader Abbas' role in all the regional changes you want to do? And a question for the Prime Minister, what's your view on President Trump wanting to reach a deal with Iran and not a much more active military stance towards them?
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
I think the President just said something that I think is the pivot of everything that we're talking about. He said Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And we fully agree with that. If this goal can be achieved by a maximum pressure campaign, so be it. But I think the most important thing is to focus on the goal, which the President just did, and I fully agree with him.
Well, I said it, and he said it very well. It's a campaign of pressure to see if we can get something done. He doesn't want to do what some people think will automatically happen because they're very difficult people to deal with, as you know. But if we could solve this problem without warfare, without all of the things that you've been witnessing over the last number of years, it would be, I think it would be a tremendous thing. Go ahead, please.
Do you have any plans to visit Israel soon?
To visit where?
Israel and Gaza.
Oh, well, I love Israel. I will visit there, and I'll visit Gaza, and I'll visit Saudi Arabia, and I'll visit other places all over the Middle East. The Middle East is an incredible place, so vibrant, so it's just one of the really beautiful places and with great people. And I think a lot of bad leadership has taken place in the Middle East that's allowed this to happen. It's just terrible. And that includes on the American side, by the way. We should have never gone in there a long time ago, spent trillions of dollars and created so much death. So that includes Americans. But yeah, I'll be visiting a lot of different places in the Middle East. I've been invited everywhere, but I will be visiting some, yeah. Okay. Let's go. Caitlin, go ahead, Caitlin. Caitlin, go ahead.
On what you were saying there.
Say it. Go ahead, please.
Just to follow up on what you were saying about the Gazans leaving Gaza, going to other countries. One, where exactly are you suggesting that they should go? And two, are you saying they should return after it's rebuilt? And if not, who do you envision living there?
I envision a world, people living there, the world's people. I think you'll make that into an international, unbelievable place. I think the potential in the Gaza Strip is unbelievable. And I think the entire world, representatives from all over the world will be there, and they'll live there. Palestinians also. Palestinians will live there. Many people will live there. But they've tried the other, and they've tried it for decades and decades and decades. It's not going to work. It didn't work. It will never work. And you have to learn from history. History has, you just can't let it keep repeating itself. We have an opportunity to do something that could be phenomenal. And I don't want to be cute. I don't want to be a wise guy, but the Riviera of the Middle East, this could be something that could be so bad. This could be so magnificent. But more importantly than that is the people that have been absolutely destroyed that live there now can live in peace in a much better situation because they're living in hell. And those people will now be able to live in peace. We'll make sure that it's done world class. It'll be wonderful for the people. Palestinians mostly we're talking about. And I have a feeling that despite them saying no, I have a feeling that the king in Jordan and that the general president, but that the general in Egypt will open their hearts and will give us the kind of land that we need to get this done. And people can live in harmony and in peace. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. The general president, but that the general in Egypt will open their hearts and will give us the kind of land that we need to get this done, and people can live in harmony and in peace. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
President Trump wrapping up a joint press conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. A lot of ground covered. I'm Laura Ingraham. Welcome to the Ingraham Angle from Washington tonight. Let's reset the big news from tonight.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
Joining me now is Victoria Coates, former Trump Deputy National Security Advisor. Victoria, this has been another day of just nonstop news. Your reaction to the president's proposal that the U.S. essentially take over the Gaza Strip?
Well, Laura, good to be with you. No, it's been another momentous day in, I would say, the most momentous first 2 weeks of any president's tenure. And today we heard President Trump come out and say what no American leader has had the courage to say before, which is that the United States is willing to step in here and play the leadership role we need to play. The situation in Gaza is untenable. What happened on October 7th of 2023 cannot happen again. And the only way to ensure that is to break the paradigm, to create a new mold. And I think that's what he was proposing today in concert with Prime Minister Netanyahu. Great to see them together again at the White House. And, you know, last time they came together and had some of these discussions, we got the Abraham Accords. So I think this is a great way to get the conversation going.
And people have to remember that the Palestinian control of the Gaza Strip is a recent phenomenon. People who aren't steeped in the history of the Middle East, as tumultuous as it is, and may think that, well, how can you do this? This is a homeland going back. Well, no, this was recently administered as under the authority of the Palestinian Authority, but that stemmed ultimately from the Oslo Accords, Victoria, and we can see that unfortunately it has been an abysmal failure. And Trump doesn't like to see parts of the world failing that America has sent billions and billions of dollars to, either directly or indirectly. And this is really ground zero for utter failure and destruction.
No, that has been, I mean, failure is the word. For the last 50 years, Laura, we've been trying to make the Palestinians into something that they're not, which is a nation state. And until they build institutions, until they build institutional memory, this simply isn't going to work. So reporters insisting that the president embrace a two-state solution, this has failed for half a century. And so I think what he is saying is we will not go down this path again. And the same people who told us that we couldn't get to peace deals between Israel and Muslim neighbors until we got to a Palestinian deal 10 years ago, they were wrong. These people are wrong, too. And it has always been my hope there may be some Palestinians who say, hey, this is a good deal. The president is a businessman. He's a real estate guy. He knows a great piece of land when he sees it. Maybe we can build something here, and maybe we can get some of those institutions. But they don't have them now, and pretending that they do will just lead us to another round of failure.
But you can hear the chorus of criticism. It began earlier today, and it's continued all day long, that this is just Trump's world to remake and shape as he sees fit. Let's listen.
President Trump was essentially parroting talking points straight out of a right-wing Israeli playbook.
An alarming escalation in the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. And that's precisely what the U.S. president is doing. And all of this rhetoric.
This is the president who says outrageous things because he thinks it always will result in a deal. I'm not sure that works as well in the Middle East.
Well, that's not at all what he said. In fact, what he just said was this would be primarily, when rebuilt, the place where Palestinians would love to live, because it would be finally safe and not a launching pad for more terror attacks.
And interestingly, those were some of the same characters who, in 2017, when the president made the announcement about the move of the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, were insisting that the sky was going to fall and the streets were going to run with blood, and Israel didn't want this to happen and would be attacked. And again, these are talking points from the far Israeli right. Well, that didn't turn out to be the case. Ambassador Friedman and President Trump and Jared Kushner moved that embassy at warp speed, and there was peace in Jerusalem that day. Now, CNN, which you showed riots in Gaza miles and miles away, but Jerusalem was at peace that day. It was a great day for Jerusalem. It was a day of truth, and I think that's what today was at the White House. And as you say, what President Trump is offering the Palestinians is what he has always offered them: peace through prosperity. He wants them to have a better future. It's theirs to take.
All right, Victoria, thanks so much. Let's move on. Joining me now, Dan Hoffman, former CIA station chief. He served in Moscow, Iraq, Pakistan. He's also a Fox News contributor. Dan, I also hear the criticism perhaps from some on the right who would say, wait a second, you all criticized George W. Bush for nation building. Well, what is this? What will this be? How is this not de facto nation building? And to that you would say? I guess Dan can't hear us at the moment. We'll grab him back in a moment. But let's go to Charlie Hurt, of course, co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend. Charlie, I think you may have heard what I just said. How would this not also be considered at least perilously close to nation building?
Yeah, and it's a great question, especially when you consider Donald Trump's personal record on the issue of nation building going back decades. As you have pointed out many times, he has been against that and it turned out to be right about Iraq. And he reminded people just a few minutes ago about how he was right about the foolishness of going into Iraq. Whether or not this happens, though, or not, it's another reminder of you've got Donald Trump is a shock to the system. He's always a shock to the system. And he's a visionary, and he looks at a problem, an intractable problem that's been going on our entire lives, and he says, let's do something different. And so whether or not this actually winds up becoming a situation where there is nation building, and by the way, if this is a nation building jaunt, I can guarantee you he intends to get something out of it, which would be a radical departure from our earlier exploits. Yeah, exactly. He's as he said, he's going to turn it. It wants to turn it into the Riviera of the Middle East. And if it's the Riviera of the Middle East, he will own it. And as he said, he will own it. And he wants the Americans to get something out of it. But again, I just keep going back to the initial part of this, which is it is Donald Trump looking at an intractable problem and coming up with a completely new, unthought of solution that tends to sort of break free people's old calcified thinking. As Bibi himself said a minute ago, Donald Trump proposes a solution, and after they pick their jaws up off the floor, they scratch their heads and say, oh, wait a minute, maybe this makes a lot of sense. And I just think that this is kind of interesting. What we saw tonight is a historic thing. And I don't know, when Americans are building monuments to Donald Trump as the most consequential president of the past 100 years, I don't think our grandchildren will fully appreciate just how consequential the guy is and just how what a radical departure he is from both Democrats and Republicans of the past 100 years who have been presidents who are cautious and careful. And this guy wants to be consequential and solve problems.
Well, I think it's so foreign to us to hear this, that, wait a second, we actually may solve a problem. We actually may make money on it. Like that's a bad thing for the United States to get repaid for the tens of billions of dollars just in the last few years we've dumped into the Middle East and the trillions we've spent over the years. When we go to Iraq, we break it, and then we don't get the oil leases or any of the rebuild. And meanwhile, we leave our equipment there, tens of billions of dollars in Afghanistan. For what? What did we get in either of those places except a massive refugee crisis in Europe, the creation of ISIS, and a stronger Iran? So that didn't work, everybody watching. That was a failure. Trump's trying something new. The details are going to matter here, right? Because I think if the Democrats get control in the midterms, you can expect, and I'm going to get into this, I think, later if we have time, subpoenas are going to start flying. They're going to talk about self-dealing contracts. They are going to try to nail Trump to the wall if they lose the House of Representatives. So they better do this right. It's early stages. We'll see. But I like the fact that it's not money down a rat hole and a launching pad for terror, which is what we've had and we've dealt with for so many years. And I think Americans are sick of it. We don't want to be bogged down in the Middle East. And if this is a way to get out of that, then that's a good thing.
And of course, Laura, this comes at the end of a Tuesday on which he has troops to the border, ending the human catastrophe that the previous administration left him. It's on a day that he has shut down the USAID, and on the day he has instructed his education secretary to shut down the department that he's just made her the secretary of. All in one day, on the second Tuesday of his administration.
Yeah, this is dodgeball for the bureaucracy. They kind of like, which one are we going to take now? Charlie, great to see you.
Yeah, they don't know where to go.
Yeah, thanks, man, for coming on with us. All right, joining me now, Fox News senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy. Peter, we were starting the show with an angle about Doge and what they're up against and what they're doing. We then went to this story. Now it's going to be the Riviera on the Gaza Strip. This is where we are at the end of a day.
And one of the very surprising things about this announcement with Doge, so much of the talk of Trump's first 2 weeks has been shrinking the size of the federal government and shrinking federal spending. To take over Gaza would probably be really expensive. We did not get to the dollars and cents of it during this press conference tonight. Something else that we don't know: who came up with this plan and when did they come up with it? Because earlier in the day, President Trump was still talking about Gaza basically as a wasteland, as a destruction site. His team was out there on the shows and on a background call saying it's going to be 10 to 15 years before anything can be done there. The president never mentioned that the United States was going to take over Gaza. And so this could be, and again, first draft of history is what we're working on here. This could be something that he and Netanyahu came up with just now, and maybe that is the reason why we were so delayed here, because President Trump wanted to hide a major announcement about U.S. foreign policy in his prepared statement before taking questions. But it's something, over the last couple of weeks, we have heard the president say that he thinks Gaza is beautiful and they have the best weather. Today, as you mentioned, Riviera in the Middle East. It sounds like he's been talking about it like somewhere that they should build a sandals. And now he's talking about it like somewhere that the United States should go plant a flag.
Yeah, it's a big leap from hotel development for Western interests that could, maybe bring some stability to the area, to a U.S. takeover of Gaza. And things can happen where conversations are had and then people get, a little carried away. But maybe this has been batted around for a lot longer than we know, Peter. But does it not get Netanyahu potentially out of some political trouble at home as well, Peter? I know you've reported on that.
It depends on how badly the Israeli people, some of whom are really steamed at Netanyahu for the way that things have been going over the last couple months, want to have a United States territory, occupied territory, right next door. Common sense would probably say they would rather have American troops there than Hamas guys who are launching stuff over the fence every day. But when you look at the history of Donald Trump, since long before he got officially into politics, he was one of the most vocal critics kind of in the middle against the way that Bush was handling the Iraq war. He didn't think that we should be in these quagmires. And until a half an hour ago, he was describing Gaza as a place that has always had these problems. It is very surprising to hear that he thinks a United States takeover would help, but again, we don't know. If I would have been recognized, I would have asked, how bad do you want it? When let's get Secretary Hegseth up here. How many troops is it going to take to go and do something that the Israelis have been trying to do for over a year?
Yeah, we're out of money, and I guess the thought would be we'd make money there, but the criticism, Peter, which I know we're going to hear, is, does this mean you're a flip-flopper on nation building? That's the criticism, and I'm sure they're going to get ready for that and have an answer for it, but that's going to require some hair splitting.
But maybe expansion is the theme of Trump 47, Panama Canal, Canada, Greenland, Gaza. Don't know what it's going to be next week.
All right, Peter, great to see you. Another busy day. Joining me now, Dan Hoffman, former CIA station chief, served in Moscow, Iraq, Pakistan. He's also a Fox News contributor. All right, Dan, very quickly, he also addressed the idea of Iran getting closer to a nuke. Watch.
They cannot have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. I'm not putting restrictions. They cannot have one thing. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. And if I think that they will have a nuclear weapon, despite what I just said, I think that's going to be very unfortunate for them.
Dan, he said this before, but tonight, especially with this Gaza announcement or the floating of the Gaza proposal, how significant?
It's very significant for the president to host as his first visit Prime Minister Netanyahu, and to focus not only on Gaza and building the relationship between Israel and Saudi Arabia, but delivering this blunt, stark warning to Iran, which is now a nuclear threshold state with a pretty effective ballistic missile capability. That was about as clear a warning as you're going to hear. He wasn't specific about what we do about it, but standing there at the podium next to the Prime Minister of Israel, it's pretty clear that we are aligned very, very closely with Israel to prevent Iran from having a nuclear weapon.
And Dan, I'd be remiss in not getting your take on the news of the night, which is a U.S. takeover of Gaza and a takeover of the rebuild of Gaza, which President Trump likened in the future to a new, Middle East Riviera.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't have that one on my bingo card tonight, Laura, but I will tell you this. It's a lofty, long-term goal. It's the post-reconstruction phase. We're not there yet. Hamas is not destroyed. There are still thousands of Hamas fighters we've got to deal with before we even get close to this. So anyone who's worrying about this happening tomorrow and having to staff it out and be concerned about how much U.S. blood and treasure we might spill in Gaza or what the plan might look like, this is the president issuing a directive not just to the world, but specifically to his own now new administration about where he sees us headed in the Middle East. But it's not going to happen in the very near term. There's a lot of steps we've got to take to get there.
All right, Dan, thank you so much. And we're going to take a quick break and be right back with more coverage of this another historic press conference. The big news, a U.S. takeover of Gaza.
Want to return. But we have been out here for over 70 years demanding return, and that is not stopping now. He said every single person, all 1,000,008, are going to want to leave Gaza and never come back. He said that there is no alternative but to resettle all of the Palestinians out of Gaza. This is quite literally a declaration of ethnic cleansing and displacement
united. We will not stop and we will not rest until all of Palestine is liberated, until we see the return of millions of refugees, of all of the Palestinians worldwide. There is no alternative than to return to Palestine. There is no resettlement. There is no moving of the people of Gaza. There is no amount of fear-mongering that will work. There is no amount of fear tactics that will break us and break this movement. We stand here united as ever. United as ever, as strong as ever, as determined as ever. The people united will never be defeated. 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 Palestine is not for sale. Palestine is not for sale. We won't give up, we will not fail. We won't give up, we will not fail. Palestine is not for sale. Palestine is not for sale. We won't give up, we will not fail. We won't give up, we will not fail. Palestine is not for sale. Palestine is not for sale. We won't give up, we will not fail. We won't give up, we will not fail. Palestine is not for sale. Palestine is not for sale. We won't give up, we will not fail. 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 There are two world-class war criminals sitting up in that White House right now trying to decide the fate of Palestine. And no one is going to make that determination except the people of Gaza and the people of Palestine. So make some noise to let them know that we are out here and we will not be moved and we will not be shaken. Let these war criminals know, make some noise.
On that note, when I do this chant, I want every single flag, every single poster, every single banner, and every single kufiyah in the air right now. This chant translates to raise, 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 raise the flag of revolution. And that's exactly what we're gonna do in all of Palestine and every single place our resistance stands.
Donald Trump, you will learn! By the millions will return! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the sea to the river!
From the sea to the river!
Palestine will live forever!
Palestine will live forever!
From the sea to the river!
From the sea to the river!
Palestine will live forever!
Palestine will live forever!
Free Palestine!
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 Netanyahu, we're not done. The Intifada just begun. Netanyahu, we're not done. The Intifada just begun. Intifada, Intifada. Long live Intifada. Intifada, Intifada. Long live Intifada.
You will live!
By the millions will return. Netanyahu, you will learn. By the millions will return. We are all Palestinians. By the millions, by the billions. We are all Palestinians. Palestine is not for sale. Belongs in jail. Palestine is not for sale.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Say it loud and say it clear!
Baby, you're not welcome here. Say it loud and say it clear. Baby, you are not welcome here. Netanyahu, are you here? ICC was crystal clear.
By the millions will return!
Palestine is not for sale.
Donald Trump belongs in jail!
Palestine is not for sale.
BB Trump, we're not done! The Intifada's just begun! Trump, BB, we're not done! The Intifada's just begun! Intifada, Intifada! said normalization. We say liberation. Trump says normalization. We say liberation. Every single generation. Liberation. All we want is total freedom. Colonizers, we don't need them. You lose. All we want is total freedom. Free the prisoners, free them all. Free the prisoners, free them all. Free the kings and let them fall.
PAC. And if you take all of the executives from USAID, the Clinton Foundation, the Gates Foundation, the World Bank, the WHO, you get a Venn diagram that would tickle Kamala Harris. Burisma got a contract with USAID through Hunter. It was so shady that the Obama White House was like, nice try, and canceled it. Hunter's firm was repping clients who were trying to cash in on USAID disaster relief in Haiti. And by the way, the Clinton Foundation worked arm in arm with USAID in Haiti, and $1 billion disappeared, and Haiti is still Haiti. USAID was pouring billions into the hands of open borders groups. We were literally funding the invasion and buying them gift bags as they left. Here's Stephen Miller.
There's probably no entity in the government that is more of an entrenched power center of unelected bureaucrats with less accountability, less oversight than USAID. They funnel money to their cronies all over the world through a swampy network of NGOs, non-governmental organizations, and cutouts, including potentially some very troubling elements of focusing on things like regime change and destabilizing foreign countries. But this is not about America's interests. Donald Trump is courageously restoring democracy. Americans voted for one man, Donald J. Trump. They voted for Donald Trump to make government accountable to the taxpayer.
And USAID is only 0.7% of the federal budget. If they found this much fraud and corruption in this one tiny agency, imagine how bad the rest of it is. Imagine what we'll find in the Pentagon. We hit a nerve. And of all the things that Trump's done in 3 weeks, of all the things, the media chose foreign aid getting Doge to go to war.
What's happening right now is a hostile.
There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. One solution. Revolution. One solution.
Watch out for the dickhead in the glasses there. He's a racist KKK fucking officer. Watch out for him. That guy with the white glasses.
I faced them yesterday and today. The racist motherfuckers. KKK, REV are all the same. IOF, KKK, FBD are all the same. IOF, KKK, FBD are all the same. KKK, FBD are all the same. KKK, FBD are all the same.
Trump, you're a tyrant. We will never be silent. Shut it down. No Zionism in this town. Shut it down. No fascism in this town. No Zionism in this town. No fascism in this town. Netanyahu, why are you here? The ICC was crystal clear. Netanyahu, why are you here? The ICC was crystal clear. Brick by brick, wall by wall. Zionism will fall. Brick by brick, wall by wall. Zionism will fall. 1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Smash the settler Zionist state. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fascism no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Smash the settler fascist state. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people got. Don't stop, say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
All right, can I get everybody to move this way? Just not everybody. Some people, maybe if we can spread out this way. Does everybody know where we're at? Say no if you don't. Right over there is Blair House. That is where war criminal Netanyahu is being housed. Right over there, that is where a war criminal, an international fugitive, is being housed. Shame! So just over there. And as we heard moments ago, Gaza and Palestine being talked about like it's a real estate project. Well, let's let them know that is going to be a failed real estate investment because our land is not for sale. Our land is not for sale. Why are we here? But why are we still here 16 months later? Because we will never stop. We will never stop. We will never stop. We will never stop resisting. They can try every single method. They can try to recreate their occupation of Afghanistan and Iraq. They can try, but they will fail. And this is our commitment. This is our commitment to our people in Palestine and all over the Arab region where their regimes are normalizing with the Zionist entity. This is our commitment that we will liberate. We will liberate all of our homelands from Zionism and imperialism. For every martyr that they take, for every journalist that they kill, for every doctor, for every medic, 100 more are born. 100 more are born. And when we see the children who are amongst us in these crowds, that is their biggest fear. Their biggest fear is the youth. The youth who will continue the path that their ancestors laid for them. And that is what we are doing right now. We are laying the path to liberation, the same path that our ancestors walked on, because we are this much closer to achieving it. We are this much closer, and we can see that by all of these executive orders being signed right now. We are seeing that with the increased amount of money that they're sending to Israel because they are afraid and because they know Israel has already lost. Israel has already lost. And when we see the flowers that are blooming from underneath the rubble of our people's homes that have been demolished in Gaza, that is how we know that liberation is near and that it is inevitable, because the land knows it. The land knows it, and we know it. And we know that an international fugitive is being housed right there by a convicted felon. And so we know the fear that they are trying to instill in us all. The fear that they are trying so desperately to make us feel is gonna fail as well. And it already is. Look around you. It already is. They thought another Trump presidency would scare us. Did it? No! Because these establishments fear the people. They fear the people. These establishments are afraid of the power that the people hold. That is not a slogan. That is not a saying. It is the truth. And it is our inevitable truth that Palestine will be liberated. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Say it loud and say it clear! Say it loud and say it clear! Netanyahu's not welcome here! Say it loud and say it clear! Say it loud and say it clear! War criminals are not welcome here! Say it loud and say it clear! Refugees are welcome here! Say it loud and say it clear! Immigrants are welcome here! I want them to know who is welcome here, and it is not war criminals. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud and say it clear! Immigrants are welcome here! Say it loud and say it clear! Refugees are welcome here! Refugees are welcome here! Netanyahu, you can hide! We charge you with genocide! Bibi, you can hide! We charge you a genocide. Shut it down. No war criminals in this town. Shut it down. No war criminals in this town. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it. 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 If Ressa doesn't get it. If Janine doesn't get it. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Make some noise. Intifada, Intifada. Long live Intifada. Intifada, Intifada. Long live Intifada. From the river to the sea. Palestine is almost free. And from the sea to the river. Palestine will live forever. Trump says normalization. We say liberation. Trump says normalization. We say liberation. Every single generation. Until total liberation. Every single generation. Until total liberation. Say it loud and say it clear. War criminals not welcome here. Say it loud and say it clear. War criminals not welcome here. Brick by brick, wall by wall. Fascism will fall. Brick by brick, wall by wall. Fascism will fall. Colonizers, we don't need them. We're taking back total freedom. Colonizers, we don't need them. We're taking back total freedom. Free our prisoners, free them all. Break the chains and let them fall. Free our prisoners, free them all. Break the chains and let them fall. Hurriye, hurriye. Palestine, Arabiye. Hurriye, hurriye. Palestine, Arabiye. بالروح بالدم نفديك يا غزة. بالروح بالروح بالدم نفديك يا غزة. بيبي بيبي اطلع برا. فلسطين هرة هرة. بيبي بيبي اطلع برا. فلسطين هرة هرة. Netanyahu, why are you here? The ICC was crystal clear. Netanyahu, why are you here? The ICC was crystal clear. Baby, we are at your gate. Justice is your only fate. Baby, we are at your gate. Justice is your only fate. Netanyahu, you're a tyrant. We will never be we've all seen how Trump is saying he wants to send our people in Gaza to Jordan, to Egypt. He's meeting with the fascist traitors of those countries, and he's trying to kick our people out of our land. And what did our people say? Our people are not leaving. They're not leaving. Nasrun aw istashhad, victory or martyrdom. So not only are the 1.8 million people in Gaza determined to stay, but the millions of us Palestinian refugees in the diaspora are determined to return. We want to return, right? Thank you everyone for coming out today. We want to make sure that everyone gets home safely. Please find a buddy, walk to the metros together, protect each other, stand by each other every single day. We are here to defend our communities. So make sure you are checking on your neighbors, check on your coworkers, check on your friends, your comrades, check on everybody who is here, make sure everyone gets home safe, and make sure that you leave here with the same determination to isolate and smash Zionism that you came here with today. Thank you all so much.
الله يلعن إسرائيل. نتنياهو يا خنزير.
Are you rolling? Can I talk to you? Are you?
This is not just about us. It's like
go back to Spain because Cortez came with that whole Spaniard shit.
Go back to England. Get on the Mayflower. The fuck? All the Trumpies, get on the Mayflower and go back to Europe with Christopher Columbus, bitch. Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump! Woo! We have so many people out here. So many people. Thanks, I do have a nice smell. Thanks for noticing. And regardless of your negative comment,
protests fade.
MAGA, fuck Donald Trump!
Quiero que me repises. Prende la mota en canal la buen chiste.
I'll be posting that.
Por donde quiera, red rojo. Oh.
Pero no es algo. Creo que un cocinón, ¿no? Pues no soy chola.
We're out here, everyone. Yes. We're out here. No more ice! No more ice! More ice! More ice! Whether it's negative or positive comments, you guys are giving us attention. Thank you. Tap the screen, tap the screen. Woo! Woo! Tap the screen, and even your negative comments are giving us attention. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of love. Lots of love. I can't go back. I wasn't born there, idiots. I'm from here. I'm indigenous. What the fuck? Oh my god. So stupid. No, we won't lose control. We're trying to keep it chill. We're trying to keep it... Yeah, we're chanting, but we're not doing anything crazy.
This is stolen land! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck your MAGA!
Excuse me. Can I use for those ultras? Well, they're high level.
Woo! No burnouts, guys.
Ah, no, no vengan a quemar llanta.
No vengan a quemar llanta, please.
No, this is a peaceful protest. Yes.
Yeah, peaceful protest. Nada de quemar llanta.
We ain't gonna make violence.
We're not. Hey! Woo! Eso. Ah! Y la chona luego busca bailador. Thank you for your negative comments. You're giving us attention. Lots of love.
Pull up to Westgate.
Pull up to Westgate, 93rd and Glendale. We have the news out here as well. Thank you guys for the attention. Any publicity is good publicity, babes. Any publicity is good publicity. Thank you.
Good publicity. Guys.
Woo! I can't go back, babes. I was born here. I'm indigenous. Ooh, you're funny. Vamos.
What up, bro? You been, nigga?
We have the news. Shut up, you guys stormed the Capitol and nobody said anything, so be quiet. We could do whatever we want. Crybabies, y'all stormed the Capitol, so shut up. Woo!
Are you on TikTok live?
Yes.
That's what's up.
Yeah. You guys want to give yourselves a shout out?
Nah, I'm good.
Thank you for the publicity. All publicity is good publicity. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm about to go like 2 more cars.
Yeah, let's go. La raza unida jamás será vencida. La raza unida jamás será vencida. Thank you guys for the likes. Thank you guys. Tap the screen. Can I get your sign real quick on my TikTok? I'm live, so do you want to say anything?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I started off with D3,000, bro. It's like 40.
Yes. What's your at on TikTok?
C.baby.42.
Thank you. They're doing a news interview here. 93rd Avenue in Glendale, in front of Westgate. We're outside, we're out here. Saludos hasta Michoacán, saludos a todo México, a todos los latinos. No solamente somos mexicanos aquí, también somos hondureños, guatemaltecos, salvadoreños. Somos de varios, no solamente somos nosotros, pero como a nosotros nos gusta tirarnos tierra, pues nosotros vamos a levantar el nombre de todos, o sea, no nada más de nosotros.
Thank you.
Dirty tacos, but you eat them, so shut up. Literally. Woo! With your big back ass on Taco Tuesday, the fuck? Hey! Botecito, ese botecito. They're turning it into a whole party out here. Exacto, no solamente somos mexicanos, también son nicaragüenses, salvadoreños, guatemaltecos, hondureños, toda la gente trabajadora que viene aquí para darles a su familia lo mejor. O sea, no solamente somos mexicanos, y los que sí tenemos voz, que somos de aquí, tenemos que levantar la voz y hablar para los que no tienen voz, para a las personas que no son de aquí se aprovechan de ellas, o sea, no solamente somos nosotros. Aquí andamos, aquí andamos. Y como les dije, any publicity is good publicity.
CIA has reportedly just offered a buyout to its entire workforce. Everyone in the agencies telling employees late today they can quit their jobs and receive about 8 months of pay and benefits. It's a part of Trump's push to downsize the federal government. More as we get it. Another Fox News alert moments ago, Pam Bondi was confirmed to serve as the U.S. Attorney General. She'll be leading the charge in cleaning up the Justice Department. And today, Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. cleared some major hurdles on their way to getting confirmed, surviving tough committee votes. This is a big win for the Trump team. Tulsi and RFK were always going to be the hardest to get through, and if Trump can pull this off without losing any political capital, then the golden age becomes a lot easier. America's embraced the MAGA movement. Nearly 80 million Americans voted for Trump in November. But for some women, a vote for Trump is a deal breaker.
I met this pretty girl, right? Everything was looking well. I was like, man, I finally found the one, right? Then we were talking, and she said, so what do you do? I said, I told her what I did for work or whatever. I'm not going to tell y'all. And then we talked, and she said, what else do you do? I said, I post a little bit online. She said, oh, let me see. I showed her my TikTok account. Instantly cut me off.
73% of women say they would be less likely to date someone who's a Trump supporter, even though half the country voted for him. But it's not just the dating world. Democrats are deciding to get mean. They're turning into bullies, embracing their inner Regina George, and they're ready to fight, fight, fight.
One thing that Regina is really good at, she's good at organizing. She's good at garnering attention. She hits back. She sticks up for herself. And that's something that we haven't seen historically from Democrats. You don't fight fire with a little drippy water hose. You fight fire with equal exertion of force. And I think that we need to do that. I want people to feel more comfortable fighting back. And I also want people to see other people fighting for them.
New York Magazine's taking the Mean Girl motto to heart, smearing a group of young conservatives as the cruel kids table. But the college student at the center of that hit piece is finally speaking out. Here she is. Anna Claire Howland joins me now. How you doing, Anna?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So what's it like being famous?
It's definitely been a whirlwind of a week. I've received a lot of unexpected attention, positive and negative, from this article. So it's definitely been interesting for sure.
So they call you a cruel kid. Are you cruel?
They do call me a cruel kid. I wouldn't consider myself one, but thankfully I've had a lot of people standing up for me on the internet, people I know, and then also just people that have the same beliefs as me. So that's really helped me through this process.
Have you gotten any marriage proposals?
Gotten a few of those, a few asked to Mavs games, so might have to take some people up on that one.
Was Johnny one of those people who proposed to you?
Maybe I can't say names.
Okay. Well, you hear about these numbers, these women won't date MAGA supporters. I'm sure you've dated MAGA supporters. Tell the people who don't understand what that's like.
I don't know. As a conservative woman, I haven't had many problems dating people just because of my political views, but I also don't think there's an issue dating somebody with maybe different slight views as you. I'm not really sure. I haven't had much experience with that.
Have you ever dated a liberal guy?
I haven't.
No. Okay. I think that pretty much sums it up. What is it with politics and dating? Why does it have to be such a big deal?
I'm unsure. I think nowadays things are super polarized, and there's also a stigma with the media. If you lean one side, then you can't associate with the other. In friendships and in romantic relationships, I've kind of seen that as I branched out from my hometown and met different people. But if you're with the right people, people with good character. It doesn't matter what sign you lead on, they'll still associate with you.
Why do you think you and some of your younger friends were voting for Donald Trump?
I just agree with more of the policies. I think after doing my own research, it's the kind of direction I want our future to head in, our nation to head in, and I stand on that side.
All right. Well, Anna, thank you so much for joining Jesse Watters Primetime. You're not cruel. And
thank you. And thank you so much for having me.
Of course, we're going to send Johnny down to your school to bother you. Sorry. It's just going to have to happen. Have a great night.
Thanks.
More Primetime straight ahead.
Weight loss.
Of, say, a Bill Cassidy.
As Todd Young, who we're probably going to talk about here in a little bit, said, the art of the deal. And it wasn't President Trump who was the deal maker here, though. The deal maker was Senator J.D. Vance, now Vice President J.D. Vance. But he tapped into his experience in the Senate. While it was short, he was able to utilize the relationships that he had with a number of these senators, whether it was Cassidy, whether it was Todd Young, and maybe some of these other senators who are on the fence, and be able to work out some type of deal with them to get them to a yes. And clearly that was effective here with Cassidy. And J.D. Vance also facilitated conversations between Todd Young and Tulsi Gabbard. Todd Young was probably the last Republican we were watching for on the Senate Intelligence Committee going into today. He ended up being a yes on Gabbard, and it looks like he's going to vote for her on the floor as well.
So that was my next question. Is a yes from these senators who are on the fence, is a yes on the committee vote the same as a yes on the Senate floor for a full confirmation vote? Are they one-to-one usually?
Well, there are situations where they will vote yes in committee, or they'll vote for the procedural votes that are involved with that. You saw Mitch McConnell do that with Pete Hegseth and then end up being a no on the final confirmation vote. But the statements we have gotten from Todd Young and Bill Cassidy today, as well as what they have said since then, makes it seem like they are for sure yeses on the final confirmation. They weren't just coming out with statements saying that they're going to support them in committee. The statements they came out with today are statements in support of the final nomination. So this is a very good sign for Tulsi Gabbard and a very good sign for Bill Cassidy.
So we're looking at the latest names that have been confirmed there. You see just today, just tonight, Pam Bondi going to the Department of Justice as Attorney General, Doug Collins as well at the VA, and Chris Wright there at the Department of Energy. Not entirely sure, how many cabinet confirmation flights you've covered, but are we on track with regard to presidential administrations here? Is this moving along rapidly, slowly, in the middle here, or no?
We've oftentimes heard Majority Leader Thune compare the timeline they're working with to President Trump's first term in 2016, as well as President Obama's term back in 2008. So Thune is definitely making it seem like they are on track, but there are delays that can't be ignored. Certainly, you've seen some pushback from Democrats who have made some procedural moves here that have made it difficult to get these nominees confirmed on time, whether it's trying to take advantage of the filibuster, try to take advantage of the procedural hurdles like waiting 30 hours until they can have the vote. So certainly there has been some instances where there's been some stalling with these nominees, but Republicans have said they're going to weather the storm, and whether or not that means that they're going to just wait it out and sit through the weekend and wait for these nominees to go through, they've said they're willing to do that. And so you've seen some procedural hurdles and some delays here and there. And the other thing that was kind of a delay early on was that a number of these nominees had to push back getting their confirmation hearings started because they had issues with getting the FBI background checks back, as well as getting some other financial disclosure forms through with the Department of Government Ethics. So there's been some other issues here outside of just Democrats wanting to stall this. There's been some paperwork issues that have pushed this back a little bit here and there too.
Yeah, I just want to put up the post from Senator Cassidy here just to give the context. I'm not going to read the whole thing. He said, "I've had very intense conversations with Bobby and the White House over the weekend, and even this morning." He says, "I want to thank Vice President J.D. Vance specifically for his honest counsel." And he says, "With the serious commitments I've received from the administration,
X, Y, and Z, et cetera, et cetera. So the commitments aspect there, I don't have the full tweet in front of me, but you can go to Bill Cassidy's account and you can read it there about his explanation for why he is a yes on Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Who's next, Ryan? Who should we be looking out for on the Senate floor come tomorrow, the next day, for more confirmation votes?
Well, I think the one we're watching for now is going to be what happens with Kash Patel. You know, we don't have an official timeline for when he's going to be voted out of committee that I've seen, and then eventually he will go to the Senate floor. But the feedback I'm hearing is that Republicans were very satisfied with his performance in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee last week. Take somebody like Tom Tillis, somebody who was on the fence with Pete Hegseth all the way up until the wee hours of that vote. He ended up being a yes on Hegseth, but there was a little bit of a roadblock getting there. Tillis came out of the committee hearing last week very excited about Kash Patel's nomination. So I think the way he handled himself in that hearing was good enough for Republicans, and he looks like somebody who's...
But to even enjoy any of the benefits of the cold plunge, because I've had it backwards, blank backwards. But now that I've been doing it the right way the last 2 days, feel different, feeling much better. Just took me 9 months to figure it out. Let's do some texts. Steve from Conroe, Texas. Everybody relax. When you trim the pork, the pigs will always squeal. Earl from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Jesse, can you remind me how many rockets has AOC built? None comes to mind. We have Lawrence from Michigan. Jesse, how do I become as dumb as Elon? I need the money. A dumb billionaire, oxymoron. Chris from Lander, Wyoming. I wish I could have seen Johnny's face when you said you might send him to Gaza. Might be the last trip Johnny ever makes. Mike from Canton, Connecticut. Can't wait to be sipping out of a coconut on the beach at Trump National Gaza in 2030. Come on, man, that's going to be on time and under budget. Try 2028. Got to do that the last year you're in office. Zach from Salem, Ohio. Let's not forget Regina George got hit by a bus. Yeah, I didn't watch that movie. My staff thought it'd be funny to write that into the script, and I read it like an idiot. Like you, San Diego. I'm honored. This is my world.
And welcome to Hannity. And tonight we begin with a Fox News alert. By a vote of 54-46, Pam Bondi has officially been confirmed as the next Attorney General of the United States. Only Democratic Senator John Fetterman crossed party lines to support Pam Bondi. Good for him. And meanwhile, tonight, the Trump doctrine, it is in full effect. It is shock and awe. And the mainstream media and Democrats, they are in shambles, freaking out. They have no idea what is going on. So as a public service tonight, I will interpret for them exactly what he said and what his true intentions are. Just like he's starting a trade war. Oh, there goes the economy. Oh, my. No, they don't understand Donald Trump, but I will help them. Anyway, even Stephen A. Smith, by the way, is now calling his own party pathetic. Take a look.
The Democratic Party looks so pathetic after this election. I might entertain running. I just might change my mind one day. I doubt it, but I might. Because how much would it take to beat y'all? And Trump can't run again.
And by the way, Stephen A. apparently thinking about possibly running for president. Okay. And we'll challenge him on his recent support for DEI. Also, stay tuned tonight. We have a preview. Yours truly will be in a Super Bowl commercial. We have the ad. And later, Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, will be with us just hours after the president delivered this stern warning to the mullahs of Iran and much more. Take a look.
They cannot have a nuclear weapon. With me, it's very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. We don't want to be tough on Iran. We don't want to be tough on anybody, but they just can't have a nuclear weapon.
Why say that you're unhappy to sign it if it's Iran and their proxies who have threatened to retaliate against you and your team by killing you guys for taking out Soleimani?
Well, they haven't done that, and that would be a terrible thing for them to do, not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. I've left instructions If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything left. And they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did.
The president also introduced tonight a proposal for the future of Gaza. He said the Palestinian population needs to be absorbed by other countries. Gaza needs to be demilitarized, and he's offering to do the job and rebuild it into a beautiful safe haven. Take a look.
The only reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative. It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious. They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
Let's be clear. What the president is saying is Gaza could no longer be a safe haven for terrorists to launch attacks against Israel and others. And if you knew Donald Trump even a little bit, you would think he came down the escalator in 2015. Donald Trump is once again, just like in saying he would have tariffs, he is negotiating and sending a loud message to the entire Arab world. Get engaged. End this conflict once and for all, eliminate terrorism in the area, and a new day will begin. Now, we're going to talk to Steve Witkoff, his special envoy to the Mideast, about the president's big plans, and that includes Israel, Gaza, Iran. And thanks to Biden's weakness, Iran has reportedly now been working with North Korea to build a nuclear missile that would be capable of... How you want your hard-earned tax dollars to be spent? $520 million for Green New Deal investments in Africa.